Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of League Lads. I'm back. I took a week off last week. I had to have had to enjoy being an old aunt. I turned 29. It was my birthday. Thank you for all the birthday
39.
wishes.
49.
Yeah.
59.
Fred's here, by the way, yeah? Like, you can tell straight away, you know what I mean? Nah, but thank you to all the messages, to my friends and family that made it special. I really, really appreciate you boys as well. So, thank you, Fred, for last week's message, actually, because you told everyone I'm 50 or something. It's stock standard compliments from Hectic Fred. I miss yous, bro. Wallah, I miss yous. I miss rugby league. There's so much to talk about, cuz.
Cuz, I got one thing to say. Did you see Munster coming out with your haircut, bro?
Yeah, he copied me, cuz.
He fucking copied you, bro. The first thing I said when I saw him running
respect.
out,
I like his
I'm
hair.
like, cuz, he looks like Suey.
He definitely watched the podcast, I'm telling you.
He's like, that League Lad's kind of on him.
I like that haircut.
That 40-year-old. I want to be like him. Nah, all good money, bro. Hey, listen, straight up, you can have whatever you want. Just don't dominate us in Origin, bro. Don't pull out some edgically magic shit of us in Origin. Boys, Origin team's out. I'm not even going to ask you how you are because you're so good. Oh, Flaxxy's back. Hello, Flaxxy.
Oh, hi, I'm back.
How are you, my brother?
I'm
Shake
good.
my hand, cuz. Shake my hand. But I've been hanging out for 2 hours. It feels weird to tell you welcome back.
Welcome back, mate.
Origin teams are out, boys. Now, you almost shed a tear because we all know what let's start off with Origin, and we all know what we're going to speak about first. The first things first. Queensland can get its segment later. Let's talk about the Blues team, but let's talk about Max King. Let's talk about an individual that I seen a TikTok today of his wife crying, like about you just trusted in God. Yeah, you'll tear up. It was very nice. It was a very, very nice video. We've been ranting about him for a very long time because we've been, and I don't like to say this now because he's getting some shine, but we've been like flagging for this guy, holding that flag, brother Max King, we love you, for a long time. And bro, it feels so good to actually see him get called up. A couple weeks ago or a couple episodes ago, I said Preston, and I'm like, Max King probably can make it. You were like, bro, trust me, so he's a big shout for him. Preston obviously doesn't get to make it because he's suspended or whatever. And Max King gets caught up ahead of TERRELL, ahead of some other great. Kaloma-Tangi's been unbelievable. Stefano's been, I think he's been pretty good this year. I don't know how good he's been, but Max King, cuz, let's talk about him, boys. Because when you actually when you trust in faith and you work hard, and from where he was to where he is now, it's such a big thing. Almost medically retired 3 years ago, was it?
Yeah,
At
2022.
Melbourne. Gets an opportunity at the Bulldogs. Has to suffer with this Bulldogs that was just horrendous. New coach comes in. He starts to build up. He starts hearing we need props. Every fan, us included, bro, we need props. And we still do need props. But the way he stepped up and just filled in gaps for so many other players in that team, unbelievable. 2025 scores his first try in, I don't know what, in his whole career, was it? Or
First
try for the Bulldogs. 80 something games. And then like a couple weeks later scores another one. And then now he's picked for New South Wales Origin. Wonderful story. Freddie, I'll let you take it away because I know that he's one of your favourites.
Yeah, bro. It's something special about Max King, man. And so it's like the Jamie Vardy story, bro. Like Jamie Vardy's story, like from the bottom, bro. From the very bottom. Now ascending to the very top, bro, because only the best of the best play State of Origin, man. So it's amazing to see him and his mediocre haircut. Number 17 Blues jersey, bro. I really thought bro would get like a professional haircut or something.
Hey, we'll get him a free haircut.
Well, come on, get your brother.
My brother will drive to you in camp and cut it for you. I don't think you accept that.
But no, it's. Man, a lot of fans are a little bit outraged, and I totally get it, right? Because he's been selected. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but he's been selected over a couple of players that do deserve it also. Like TERRELL, like Kaloma-Tangi. Like, they had an absolute battle last night.
Kaloma-Tangi.
Legit fighting for that spot.
Allah, he has been so, like, he's been cracked because he's playing lock, yeah? He's been playing lock.
He's been playing second row, and then they moved him back to the middle, and he's just been killing it since then.
Bro, yesterday he was on a mission. Yeah. Like, he was so good yesterday. Even like every time I've been watching him, because I remember him, he got selected. He played Origin, didn't he? And I was like, would I pick him again? I don't really know. We know how good he is for Souths, but some players don't really. When it comes to Origin, they don't really play that well. And then I seen him playing. I'm like, this guy is straight out, bro. He's got. It's hard to pick, bro.
Yeah.
Does Ola Kawatu get picked
in the
in the bench?
Like 19th man.
Extended.
So he hasn't even been that good this year.
He hasn't, man. But
I love him, right? But here's the
Schmoller.
thing about Max King, man. And it's like, if you're not a Dogs fan, you maybe don't pay attention to how impactful this man is. Like, we do not have a very big pack at all. This guy's probably the biggest guy that we have. He's fit as fuck.
And we abuse him, bro. He gets abused in games. Like,
Yeah, no.
as in, like, he throws his body on the line.
Like, bro, we milk every fucking second we can out of this bloke,
Wallah.
bro. And he is an absolute tank. Never complains. Always works hard. Rarely makes an error. Like, everything he does, all the 1%ers, bro. And if you don't watch the Dogs every week, you really don't notice his impact. But I'm very glad that Laurie Daly noticed his impact.
Did you see the video he posted about like why he did it? It was apparently you guys had the ball. He made a run.
Yeah, it was that magic round. I saw it, eh?
Yeah.
You're talking about the Titans game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, explain it for
Yeah.
us.
Well,
yeah, can you?
Sorry, I fucking completely cut you off again.
No, honestly, I don't know.
no.
what you're
So
talking about.
Max King makes a run. I think it's 4th or 5th. You guys pass it back out to the left. Titans make a line break. They take it all the way down to 20 metres from your line. And who's there to cover to stop a try? Max King. And that was the reason why Laurie Daly
But he
picked
said that. He mentioned it.
the effort off that game.
I was telling you this off
I
camera.
was there.
Everybody
So was
needs every like in Origin you need that workhorse, that guy that's gonna just never do nothing wrong. And I know even if he makes an error, whatever it is, you'd be like, it's Mr. Reliable, cuz he's gonna go out there and he's gonna give you everything he's got. And I think that's a big reason why Laurie Daly picked him. And I'm happy with the selection. I'm not happy with not picking Terrell May, to be honest. If you want to get into that, we'll get into that. Shout out to Stephen Crichton, by the way. 10th Origin appearance under the age of 25. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's fucking generational shit, bro. That guy is an absolute freak, wallah. And he's going to play game 1 injured. And Laurie Daly's still picking him.
No, and he played
He's been playing injured.
He played injured
Against the Chooks.
From the Dragons game, he's had this in round 1. He's had this groin injury.
He's just because
When he made that chase down with the groin
Against the
injury,
Chooks.
Sandon Smith, he looks like he's running in slow motion, bro. But he caught up to him because of the long strides, right? But I just want to get back onto Max King. He does those effort plays like crazy, and a lot of people in the comments section saying he got picked off one play. He didn't. But I don't think people realize how hard that play is as a prop forward. He's like, we're 20 minutes in at this point. 20 minutes in, he's at the end of his stint, bro. He's just taken a carry.
There's no more
So
petrol.
he's further away from everyone because the play goes left and he's still like ahead of the 10-meter line. And then they're running the other way. And he gets there 5th or 6th, you know what I mean? But he's at the end of his stint, bro. He's not supposed to have any energy left, you know what I mean? He's about to get subbed off, but he's made that run. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to make sure that he's there to cover for his boys, and he was there to tackle. I think it was Weaver or something like that. But man, I'm so happy for Max King, bro, because I don't think anyone has earned the spot in Origin like he has, bro. So I'm so proud of him, man. And us as Dogs fans, bro, we don't even care that he's not there for us. We want him there in the Blues jersey. I'm bloody defending everybody saying, mate, he's not going to let you down. I don't care that's how good Terrell May is. I get it, bro. I get it. Like, Terrell May deserved it as much as anybody did, man. What a player he is. What a player Kaloa Matangi is. But it's not... The fact of the matter is Max King also deserves it, man.
I still think you could have picked Terrell.
Yeah.
Like, there's still a spot for Terrell.
I know, but what can you do?
But
for me, it's not about like just the talent as well. We went on this before the podcast, but like it's all about your character and attitude as well. If you're gonna have a poor attitude going into Origin, like no one's, it's not right. You know, Max King, he has a great attitude. He's behind
all the time.
all the time, no matter
in the
where
good,
he is.
in the bad.
Yeah, he puts the work in, he puts the effort in, and that's why he's been picked. You know, like Terrell May, he's a great player. How he's been this year has been absolutely insane. But we saw the live stream.
Yeah,
you know?
that really burned me
like,
because I love Terrell May and I love the attitude. Like not the attitude, but you know that never die. Like he's just like like younger, more energetic.
And
I just think like I'm spewing, bro. I hate the fact that this stuff is. Obviously, it's going to get clipped and going everywhere now.
As I said,
and for the future, I don't know what Laurie's going to do. Is he going to have a word with him? Is he going to tell him, like, bro, you can't say this shit? Or I don't know. You know
I
what
really
I mean?
don't think the video had anything to do with it.
No, it didn't.
Like,
of course it didn't. But now I'm talking about...
Yeah.
No, he was never going to pick him. We knew that. And it's a shit go for
I
him.
don't think that's the reason why he didn't
I don't
get
think it's
picked.
the reason why, but...
Because Laurie just said he'll get his chance eventually.
No, of course, but
he didn't rule it out. But I get it.
You get me? Like, it's sort of puts a stain on it.
Dude, if you look at how, like, guys on Queensland, for example, that are for sure getting picked, still act like they might not get picked.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I got picked.
Yeah.
Cameron Munster
on
he's like,
Fox,
oh my God. And Cherry Evans, oh my God, did I get picked this year? Hell.
No, they say if I get picked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're on Fox League going, oh, you know, if I get the opportunity to play, you know.
That's like not... There's no entitlement there. And I love Terrell, mate, with all my heart, bro. I'll defend this motherfucker.
Bro, we're all big fans of him.
I will defend that guy because I've been rating him very highly ever since the first time I saw him play. I think his first game was against Hughes.
It's the Chooks.
Yeah. And I just fucking love him as a footy player, bro. And I think it was his time, but it's not his time now. God's plan. That's what he messaged me. So
God's plan.
God's plan, bro. God's timing. So nonetheless, Max King is here, and I think he'll do a good job, man. And I'm really just keen to see him rip in, dude.
As a person that's on the outsider, like obviously you guys are Bulldogs fans, but I was a bit surprised by the pick. I was happy. I was like happy for you guys. I was like, finally someone that gets his chance, and hearing his story that, you know, just gives you more passion as a Blues fan. But I hope he kills it for you, like kills it for us, because that gives all the people that doubt. No one's doubting him, but everyone's going, he should.
He shouldn't be there.
He shouldn't
There's
be
always
there.
going to be a
Like
talking
we
point.
were with Saif. I was like that with both Saifidi brothers, to be honest, and they played pretty well when they played.
And when they play pretty well in Origin, that's when they get, okay, we'll pick him for next week or the next game.
Yeah, it's Max's time, bro.
I was telling Flax, wallah.
Never give up, lad.
I was telling Flax, bro, I'm like, wallah, this guy, I know. It's like you watch footy, you watch every single game, right? And you're not a Bulldogs fan, but you've been to Bulldogs games, so you understand the love for Max King. We all know, like, I hope, knock on, like, whatever I have to say, but inshallah, nothing happens bad with him. Nothing bad happens with him. I know what he's going to do, cuz. I know we're going to say 156%. 100% he's going to give everything he's got. And I'm just excited. I'm bummed, bro, because I'd love to see TERRELL in the Origin arena. I think he gets Origin. I think he's the kind of player that you want to see, like that Spencer, you know, like Spencer in Origin, cuz when he comes off that bench, brother, you just know, like, it's on. No one's going to muck around. Luai. They have that grit in them, cuz. That's what I want to see. But at the same time, I understand. So hopefully he gets his opportunity. You just want to speak a little bit about the team.
Yeah,
Isaiah is the captain. We'll go from 1 to... We'll read the team list out. Dylan Edwards at fullback. To'o, Crichton, Latrell in centres. I think that's beautiful. Zach Lomax at the wing. He showed why he deserved that, especially with Kiraz being injured. Moses, Cleary. I can't wait to see that combination. Like, that might be the...
It will feed generations.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be because we've never really seen it. We've never seen it, right? They've never played together.
No.
But you just know, like, it's going to be fun to watch.
It
Like,
was
there's going to
actually-
be moments.
He was actually talking about it on Pearce and Carney's podcast today. Like they released it
Cleary?
today
Or Moses.
about Moses,
Oh, okay.
about how keen he is to play next to Nathan.
Yeah, bro, of course. They'll be keen to play with next to each other, bro.
And after that, I think he's more than happy to take the passenger seat and be second to Cleary. And I think
No, but I think Cleary is happy to sometimes in a match just not have all the attention on him.
100%.
You get me? Like, that's the best part about it because you got...
That's where he plays best.
The next best halfback, or you can argue whoever's next best, but top 3 halfbacks in the game next to you, cuz.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be very fun.
That's the thing. That's the strategic advantage, right? Like you can't bum rush Nathan Cleary. If you have a bad set, they just send everybody to Nathan. That's why when the series that we lost with him, our forwards were getting fucked, and then he was getting fucked because he was the sole kicker, right? Now there is no sole kicker.
Yeah.
The fucking ball goes to Mitch.
You get
Mitch has a bigger boot
Than all of them.
Bro,
Cuz-
no, like Mitchell Moses has a bigger boot than Nathan Cleary does, and
about
Latrell
Latrell?
actually has an even bigger boot.
That's what I was going to
And
say.
you know, not only that, now you have Mitch Moses kick into Lomax, and then Bizza getting the balls from Cleary. Like
And then
that
you got
is going
Latrell
to be
and Crichton.
insane.
Like, I think the team...
Bro, like our backs, fuck, there's bad. Like it's actually bad, and that's where the mismatch is. That's where the mismatch
No, you know where
always
the mismatch
was.
is? Latrell and Robert Toya. That is
No. But the thing is, he got picked because he actually did a half decent job.
He's been good, Toya.
Oh, he's
Actually-
been good.
no,
Like
no,
he
did
deserves his
good
spot.
against Latrell in the centers.
Yeah.
Like he did good against when they versed him.
But in Origin, I think it's...
but
I
man,
freaking hate how they announce these teams, bro. Like,
They need-
Wallah, they need a fucking.
Why
They
did
need to
I
make
get-
an event out of this.
We
Why
say
do they-
this
why do
every
they get
year,
two-
but-
Yeah, but why do they get 2 different times? Like, why does Queensland get to pick after New South Wales?
Because they need an extra 12
Yeah,
guys
they
to
wanna-
get-
No, but honestly, like, I don't. It actually doesn't make sense to me.
They get to respond. It's actually a bit unfair.
That's stupid.
It's like in League of Legends when you have last pick.
Oh my god. League of Legends. Anyway, you know how I'm
That is
excited to
literally
see.
the perfect. It is literally the perfect example, by the way.
I'm very proud of
When
you.
you have last pick, that's why I always try to get last pick. So I can
Gang
counter pick.
Gang shit.
Yeah.
Any other terminologies? Control Alt
You'll
Delete
see
or something?
soon, lad. You'll see, lad.
He really is old, isn't
listen.
he?
I'm excited to see Angus Crichton. Wahid Allah. That Origin series, he had an Origin series last year. You would never forget it because he was so good. Yeah, exactly. Lee Martin, I can't wait. I always love watching
Lee
Flaxxy
Martin
on TV.
brings so
you know
much
what I mean?
energy, man.
Flaxxy on TV, he makes me excited. Connor Watson, Spencer Leniu, Hudson Young, Max King. Campbell Graham, Stefano, and Ola Kawatu.
Can I just
No
say,
Matt Burton, baby. We need him back. We need him fucking
Laurie
bad.
Daly's like here.
He's the one that said Matt Burton. I didn't even say Matt Burton. So I thought Matt Burton was playing 18 minutes, but I'm telling you, Campbell Graham's only there
For Crichton.
because Crichton is 50-50. That's what I think.
I think it's a great team, boys. Obviously, there's more. We're going to have an episode before it, and we'll try and have an episode right after it. And we'll speak about the results and stuff. We'll give our predictions next week. I think it's still too early. Anything you want to talk about in this Blues team, boys?
it's such a good team with 7 Panthers players, I tell you.
Oh my God, here we go.
The 5 Panthers boys.
Isaiah's captain.
Isaiah Yeo is captain, and
like
it is so well deserved. And I think that means Jake Trbojevich's origin is done. And I'm
sad.
It is sad, but I'm
It's been
very
sadder, but I love Jake. Jake is the best, bro.
That
When he got hurt on the weekend, it
Yeah.
was like a sad
It was
moment.
sad, bro.
It
You
was
can't
so
hate him.
sad.
He's always, I just imagine him doing this. Like, I feel bad, wallah.
Yeah, Gerbo and Max King very similar. Like the two nicest guys in the whole league.
Good
mate.
guys, man.
But I'm very happy to see Isaiah Yeo. I think he's going to do a really good job. He's captain Australia. You know, he's obviously captain of the Panthers. I think
He's the leader of all leaders.
yeah, and you look at everyone on that team, like he deserves the most out of everyone. So I think he'll do a really good job as captain out there.
Should have been the best captain in the world, mate. Stephen Crichton.
That's very true, straight up. But as in like if someone's older, I'm looking at someone older. I'm looking at Isaiah.
Yeah,
Like
but
he makes sense.
Yeah, Isaiah, you better have that run first mentality, mate.
Well, he did it last year.
He
Right?
did it in game
I
2 and
was
3
shit.
last year.
I was shitting on
'Cause
him.
every
One game, I'm like bench him, and then after like,
And then he ran that ball,
and I was
he
like, okay, I better. I know now. I'm not a
Run
coach.
first, mate. Run first.
Boys, let's get into the Queensland team.
shit, semi shit. Even more
Munster, and then Cherry Evans, shit. Harry Grant, shit. Tino, shit.
No.
Listen,
Tino's going to be their best forward, bro.
Tino's been so good.
He
this
has
year.
been amazing this
He's
year,
been so
man.
good, the cunt.
Did
But
you
I
see
know,
the
but he got
offer
rid
he
of Preston
got?
for me, bro.
I know, but fuck, man. It's like I don't even think he thought there was
Nah,
going
he
to
admitted.
4 weeks.
Nah, he admitted that after it.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't deserve anything. You know what I mean? And then the NRL doesn't.
Well,
care.
I think the Tino hate is a bit forced, mate, and that's coming from a Dogs fan.
Obviously.
The guy tore his ACL at Belmore, bro. That's enough of a fucking price to pay.
Boys, let's get into it. Ponga, Coates, Toya, Hammer, Fred's favourite, Valentine Holmes, Cameron Munster, Daly Cherry Evans, Fodawaker, Harry Grant, Tino, Ruben Clara, Jeremiah Nanai, Patrick Carrigan. I don't know how Carrigan's insane. Tom Dearden at 14, no Ben Hunt, obviously.
Yeah.
Lindsay Collins, fucking big impact player. Bo Fermor and Trent Liero.
Yeah, brother, I think Ben Hunt's origin is like forever gone because I think Tom Dearden
He's going to take those reins.
Yeah, that's his
and
spot.
slowly
I
move
don't
into
even
that
care.
6th
Tom
role.
Dearden at hooker, wallah, I don't care. Tommy can't play hooker. Tommy can't be like Damien Cook, bro.
No.
Zippy motherfucker.
No, he can do every...
Yeah.
He's the type of player that... Literally, he's going to... Because, wallah, when you watch him, he's literally rugby league. Like, he can play anywhere, I reckon.
He's the wild card, I think, for that team. Like, he's the X
Not
factor.
so on Cobo.
He's not
David
playing,
Fafita?
isn't he?
I'm talking shit, bro.
No, he's not playing.
No, Cobo's not playing.
No,
Yeah.
Cobo's not playing.
I actually had him playing, and I honestly think that Billy was thinking the way I was thinking, where you can't have Valentine Holmes on. I didn't actually have Valentine Holmes in my team.
Yeah, I don't...
Because I just think he's too much of a defensive liability. And I actually had Cobbo in the centers in front of Latrell because you got to have
Something to
someone.
stop.
You got to have a big speed bump, right? Like he's not going to stop Latrell Mitchell,
But he's going to slow him
but
down.
he can contain him.
I was gonna say, like,
Slow him down.
obviously we've seen Toya like do a decent job, but do you reckon Purdue got snubbed?
Nah, because Purdue for the exact same reason why, Valentine Holmes got snubbed in my books. Purdue also got snubbed because he's going to do an even worse job on Latrell Mitchell. Like
Purdue
like
on
Latrell,
Fuck,
yeah,
man.
like cuz what are you gonna? The guy's not even a natural center. And again, like
He's
I
just
think,
a freak. He's a freakish player.
I think Billy sees Robert as, you know, big Bobby fucking Knuckles, mate, as the center of the future for them. Because if you look at their bro, they got no fucking centers coming through, bro. Like our 6, 7 string, 8 string center is better
better.
than Valentino. Is as good or better as
Yeah, like
Valentino.
Bradman Best, because injured.
Like Bradman Besker, Tony Staggs, Campbell Graham.
Still
you know
got
what I mean?
Tommy Turbo. who
Tommy
did
Turbo.
it.
Tommy Turbo. Fuck me then.
Kiraz in the wings. Like you have a lot of different options.
Bronson Sherry, dude. I think Bronson Sherry's been eating everyone out, bro. Pause.
Pause. Fucking hell.
Bro, what he did to Matt Timbercourt does not get shrugged off easily like that,
Oh,
bro.
they
And he
killed the
bitched
Canberra.
him.
I wasn't here for that Canberra, but they killed that Canberra
Yeah.
the edges, bro.
You know, man, he's been playing really damn good football, man. Really, really damn good football.
Kalen Ponga. I think there's no one else you could have picked, really.
Nah, a lot of people were saying, don't you think the Hammer should play there? But I think the Hammer gets really lazy at times. And I just don't like that level of laziness coming
You can't
out.
have
Do you
that in
think-
Origin,
do
too.
you-
However, he's been by the last, like, the game last week, he had some really good efforts. This week,
Yeah.
they versus the Warriors?
Yeah. They lost.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
That was one of the worst.
I gotta ask.
I was waiting for him to arrive.
Yeah, he didn't come there.
Do you
Pause.
think? There was,
Far
do you think there was a chance they would have put Munster at fullback and then put Dearden in? The
I was
six?
thinking that that's what they were going to
I knew
do.
they would never do that, bro.
But no, I really thought Billy was going to do that, but I just think Munster doesn't have the legs for fullback anymore.
Nah, in Origin as well, it's completely different. It's too fast.
Man,
now.
I trust Ponga,
in the
man.
air, everything.
I'm
like-
worried about Ponga, dude.
Oh, yeah,
man.
because this can kick him into this.
Did you see
Hey,
that
he's
tackle?
got a
Did you
chip-
see
he's
that
got a chip
tackle
on
he
his
made
shoulder.
on the weekend?
Not really, no.
He made a mad tackle on Fletcher
On his
Sharp.
own player, yeah, I'll send your thing. Oh, bro. Kurt Mann, bro. Big shouts for Kurt Mann, cause
Yeah,
what we only
18th
speak about
man.
the New South Wales. I
18th
know we don't want to
man,
talk
lad.
about the Queenslanders.
32 years old, 32 years young, mate.
Cause he is, wallah.
So he's younger than you and he's playing Origin.
Fuck's sake.
He knew it was coming. He started laughing
Started
before I
laughing.
even said it.
Fucking drove him a mile away.
Did you call him or something later? I'm gonna put that joke on him. 32 years old,
I
boys.
wish, bro.
32 years old. This guy fell asleep before he got here. 32 years old, Kurt Mann, unbelievable efforts all year, cuz. Even last year, wallah, when he comes on for the Bulldogs, he just makes a big difference. I think that's a great selection for Queensland. I think if you can fit him into the squad, not the starting squad, sorry, I think you should get him in there. But fuck, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to use either him or Dearden in that sort of position, and I think they're gonna go with Dearden, which I'm happy because
Well,
I think
'cause
he'll play
you're
for us,
18th
yeah.
man.
Oh,
No, he won't.
he won't, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot Laurie
Yeah.
Daly doesn't make all the
No,
decisions.
yeah, Laurie doesn't make the decision. I was just asking him what he reckons. I gotta ask Billy.
Do you reckon that's why Matt Burton didn't get picked?
No, I think Matt Burton didn't get picked because
His knee.
of,
and
no,
there's
no,
better
no.
players ahead of him.
No. He just didn't get picked because of the chance that Crichton gets ruled out or something, or Crichton gets ruled out before or after kickoff. You know what I mean? About his
Yeah.
groin. So Campbell Graham's the 18th man for that reason. Plus, Laurie did say he wanted a big body that could play somewhere else if necessary, and Campbell Graham is a big body. Like if he had to play back row, mate, he's fucking got the physique and the size of a back row.
I've been liking Burton in the middle, but for us, I've been enjoying it, bro.
My goodness, he had a good game. I can't wait to talk about that. But
Let's- Anything else
shout
on
out to
these
Kurt
teams?
Man, Kurt Zalman, and I'm glad as a New South Welshman. I'm glad they picked Trent Liero because I don't really rate him too highly. Like I know he does a lot of little things, but man, like you look
Same.
at the game, like the Raiders game,
6
they
penalties. he
can't
gave
fucking single-handedly lost them the game, bro. And then I look at a guy like Kurt Capewell. I think he got a bit snubbed.
Yeah, Capel's a
because
freaking.
he's been really, really important to the Warriors this year.
But he's He's
And
a
he's
proper
been
Origin player.
He's been
He's
playing,
played Origin before.
Yeah,
played
he
Origin
won it.
before.
He won. They won when they
Yeah.
played centers.
He
Didn't he
played
play
center,
center?
bro. You know what I mean? And he played center on the weekend. Maybe not this was. I
Nah,
can't
he
remember.
did. Because
He did
Shaq
this-
wasn't back yet, was he?
No, he was back.
On the other
Yeah.
side. Okay.
But he's just been really solid no matter where he plays. And I think this year he actually went up a notch. Like he played Origin last year from memory, and he's playing better than he was back then.
No,
He's playing better this year than he was last year, man. And he's been really impressing me this year. And I feel like he got snubbed a bit. And I think he would have been such a great selection because of a back. Like if a center goes down,
What do you do, Trent Liero?
they got to play Bo
Tommy
Firma
Dearden.
there.
Yeah.
But
And you're
Bo's
getting-
mad. And
He's
I don't,
good.
Nah, I love
He's
Bo
really
Bo's
Firma. I
sick.
think
He should be starting, bro.
I think Bo Firma deserves that.
He's been
his
such a
call-up.
weapon
But
for
Kurt Capel, it's just Bo Firma's unfamiliar with the centers. But you put Kurt Capel there, the guy's
do you the
playing
job.
there multiple times in Origin, multiple times in...
He's a big boy too, bro.
Yeah, man, he's solid, all right? I don't care about the whole situation when he was younger.
Yeah, that's another topic. What the fuck, bro? You just remind me of some. Anyway, yeah, boys.
I love you, Kurt.
Kurt
Not like that, but...
Zalami. Kurt Zalamy. You love
Yeah,
Kurt Zalamy.
Kurt Zalamy.
Yeah, that one.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Anyway, boys, anything else I know?
Kurt Capel likes Kurt Zalamy. I'm sorry.
That works so well.
That
works so
Come on,
well.
I didn't want to say it, but we just, mate.
It just looked at
The door opened and I walked through it, mate. I hit the gap. What do you want me to do, lad? Tell me that he's the most perfect fucking.
Oh shit. Anyway.
Kurt Cable likes Kurt Zalamy, Kurt man.
We're never getting him on the potty.
Yeah, sorry, Kurt.
Anyway, boys.
That
was good. No. The way you were laughing killed me, bro. And then it made sense.
You might have to. Honestly, I think that's grounds to leave it in, bro.
Yeah, that's
grounds to leave it in.
I'm just messing around.
We'll
man.
do it live.
Boys, on other bigger news, right? Vegas 2026 got announced, bro. This week had so much like good shit, right? Your faces look like we've just been crying for an hour.
Oh my God.
The Bulldogs and the Dragons, Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights are going to Vegas. Now, just a quick message to all the Bulldogs fans. Don't bother. You're not going to get in, right? You're not going to get into America. I'm speaking to the Lebos, right? With criminal records. You're not going to get in, so don't bother. Nah, just jokes. Let's be real. I don't really care about the Newcastle Knights or the Cowboys going to Vegas. I care about the Bulldogs and the Dragons because finally the NRL, I don't know if they did it before, but they put a rivalry, some sort of a rivalry together to go to Vegas. And now we're going to see a lot of Lebos in Vegas. I don't know if, like I said before, I don't know if it's going to make the cut or not, but I don't know if a lot of Lebos will get accepted into Vegas. And if you can't, it's all good. It's fine. I'm excited, bro. I won't be there. I don't think I'll be there. I don't think I'll get the opportunity to go. But I think yous will be there. You'll be there, and you'll probably be in Vegas.
We'll have to get a makeshift podcast going up there.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see. I'm glad Newcastle's there, but because
for Dan.
Yeah, they're probably gonna lose, and then we're gonna be seeing Dan in the fucking desert strip at night time running fucking laps, like he's a F1 car, bro.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, boys, I've had enough of this." And Adam O'Brien's still gonna be there probably because they don't want to get rid of his $2 million contract.
He should get fucking for me. He should.
Adam O'Brien should be walking.
He shouldn't be allowed in Vegas, mate.
Do you reckon the night CEOs are going to be just on roulette trying to get that $2 million so they can pay him out?
Yeah,
probably. And then they're gonna be like, "Oh, a Tom Young. We found money for Tom Young." What do you think, boys? Do you think that's a good appointment to get all those teams going there? And is it gonna be the best sort of? Because we're Bulldogs fans, we're biased, but you do know a lot of Dragons fans. Chris, Julian, a lot of boys are going to be there. John, JC, we had JC on last week. Great episode. But they're all going to be there, and it's going to bring a lot of hype, a lot of energy.
Do you reckon? I don't think all of those names will be there because it is a bit of a trek, bro. We can't expect everybody to go. But it would be mad. And I think the fact that there is a rivalry game, I'm keen to see how it works because it's not the biggest rivalry game, but it's a rivalry game between us. And I think
a lot of families can go too, bro.
I'd love to see how it goes, man. I think they'll get a lot more bums in seats from Australia, and their fan bases that, let's be honest, bro, are pretty loaded. Like they probably got some disposable income to make the trip.
Yeah, sort of a lot of non-tax claimed.
Yeah,
non-claimed, non-tax. What I was gonna say to you, there's a lot of Lebos will be there, right? Obviously, a lot of families will be there, and you're gonna get there's a lot of Lebos in America. Like people don't realize that there's a big Lebanese community in America. Imagine your cousins, everyone just goes, and I think it's a good opportunity, bro. I hope I can go. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be good for all the fans. Cowboys and Knights probably exciting as well for the Newcastle Knights fans because they're very passionate, bro.
Man, I just want to meet Johns, bro. and I know a lot of. There's no way Joey won't go. Come on, mate. Joey and Vegas. Come on, mate.
Nah, he goes. Don't they go?
I think they go every year.
No,
but now Newcastle's going.
Oh, he'll be there.
So
I don't know if he'll be at the games, but he'll be.
He'll be there. No, he's not going to miss his Newcastle, mate. But
he'll be on a skateboard somewhere.
I definitely want to go. But as he said, I've got a lot Lebs. There's a lot of Lebs over there. I'm half Armenian, so a lot of my family is in the States. So I really want to go for a long time. But I'm smart about it. I'll finish off at Vegas. Vegas will be the last thing I do on my trip, and then I'll go home so that I don't miss no footy, and I can be here for
See, what he does for you guys, you need to understand and appreciate the freaking efforts that go into it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, as a person that went, obviously I went this year, it was incredible. I think a lot of people were sort of shitting on the fact that it is a rivalry game, but as a kind of marketing perspective, I think it's a brilliant idea. I think they should. Obviously, everyone goes, "Oh, you need to have." The fan bases miss out. The people that can't go to Vegas miss out on these rivalry games and all they're the best games. They're the best games. That will be probably the best game that will happen in Vegas over the 3 years.
That's what I think as well.
100%.
It will be the best game because it is a rivalry game. And you're trying to sell your product overseas. This is the perfect game, and it should be the last game. It has to be the last game. You get the British game, you get the Knights Cowboys games to sort of warm everyone up, and then you finish off strong. 3 games I think is perfect because 4 games was just it dragged on.
Yeah, and the Waz fans all left that because they were the first game, right?
No, so it was the British game,
Yeah.
and then a lot of the Brits stayed for the Waz game because that atmosphere was insane. The
Yeah.
Waz fans, you had Brits going like with the Viking clap, and it was a great atmosphere. And then that, like, not to say anything bad about the women's game, but you can't predict a 90-point flogging, and it killed the atmosphere. And then you had the best game as terms of quality on it, the final, and everyone had left.
I reckon the NRL should send. I reckon the NRL should send people from here. I reckon they should just. I don't know, bro. I don't know how it works. I know they want to make money and stuff, but why don't you just send some fans, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, why don't you just send us, me, Fred, Flag? Why don't you just send us to Vegas?
Just send Speed, mate.
Bro,
I think
spend all their capital on Speed to get him over there.
Bro, get Speed and
Bro.
you get him
Last
with the
year-
dogs.
last-
jersey.
this year was-
Barking, Bulldogs, what the fuck?
This
That
year
is
was
the
the
most perfect.
This year was the best year for him to do it. You know why? Because the Waz went, and he came to New Zealand,
And he
then
went to the Waz.
and
It
he
was
went
a
to the
Sean
Waz,
Johnson
and he had a
ending.
great time. It would have been perfect.
The marketing needs to be better.
Marketing
I
needs
agree.
to be better. So
And I need to. They need, and I'm not saying this because we are content creators. They need all the not just Leber, all the Bulldogs, Dragons, Newcastle Cowboys. They need all the content creators. they
hey,
can get from
NRL,
there.
where's that content stuff you said that we would get coming
facts.
soon? You know, so
All they do is take us down, bro.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Take our vids down.
But
Yeah.
I honestly think it is the atmosphere is going to be incredible, especially with the Dogs there. If they book it perfectly, it will be an
They need
insane.
to do it right. I think they need to do it right, and it'll be very, very exciting.
Third time's a charm, eh?
Hopefully, bro. It's a big step because if you're trying to get into that market, the best thing to do is show the most passionate fans. If I'm an American, and I'm walking down the street and I say a Dragons and Bulldogs guy, and what the fuck's happening here? And I ask them, and they tell me, yeah, and
You know how many Uber
Yes,
drivers? I was
sir.
like, bruh, come here, watch rugby league. They're like, oh, rugby? No, rugby league. Come watch. It's like
Watch
$10
rugby.
a ticket. I'm like, oh, that's cheap as. That's like,
Bro,
honestly,
I'll be saying, cuz I'll buy you I'll give you I'm gonna buy.
I will take the day off.
Is it actually $10?
It was $10 a ticket.
Bro,
that
I'm
day.
actually gonna buy like fucking
just give him out.
50 tickets, bro. Hey,
give him out.
come, bro. My cousin from America, he's looking for any excuse to go to Vegas so that if I'm there, then his mum can't say nothing because his mum loves me. So any excuse that he can get to go, he'll go, and then he's gonna come with me. And man, I'm just gonna give tickets away, dude. Like,
Why not, bro?
bro, let's go.
But I hope the NRL appreciates
But
it.
and I was
Wallah.
speaking to Laurie and Willie and like all the guys when I was on the fan hub. I know, famous friends. But Laurie
Danish
especially
friends.
could not stop talking about how insane Vegas is.
Laurie Daly.
Yeah. Like
Like,
they
as
were
in,
saying, like Vegas is like way better than Magic Round. Like Vegas is the pinnacle.
As I said, I've told this so
You
many
think
times.
that-
And Stephen Crichton stole my words. I said it was Magic Round on steroids. And Stephen Crichton, he stole that off me because I saw an
You know-
interview he had.
Don't talk like that about my captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I love Stephen
You
Crichton.
know
He's
who
the
didn't
best guy.
say that? Because he's blocked you? Mitch Kenny. Fuck Mitch Kenny.
Did Mitch Kenny block you?
He blocked me.
Why?
you.
I don't
He's
know
the
why.
only defender in the whole world. The only one that defends Mitch Kenny. No one defends him more than
Why the hell
Flax.
did he block?
I
And
don't
he's
know.
blocked Flax. Flax, you don't have
And
to
he
say
knows your
nothing.
brother.
Fuck you, Mitch Kenny. You even know his brother.
Well, that's a shit go, Mitchy.
I know he's annoying, but he fucking protects
Well, he
you.
sticks up for you,
He
bro.
sticks up for you. He wouldn't let me say a bad word about you, and I have a lot of bad words to say sometimes.
About your game, not you person.
Yeah, I
But,
don't know.
he's probably not gonna say it because
Mitch
we're all
Kenny-
blocked.
You know what? I'm not happy about
But
that,
this
man.
episode is just chaos, bro.
It's going to be.
Boys, I'm gonna talk about the Bulldogs game, and I'm gonna leave. So what happened? Show me.
This is Mitch Kenny.
What the fuck is that?
Have you seen this movie?
Show me.
He cleans food
What the fuck? Why have you watched this? Why have you watched? Why have you watched it, Gus? That makes no sense. Why you've watched it.
Mitch, no, click
Speaking
into
to
the
his
photo.
mic. Speaking to his mic, but so you can see it.
No.
It's your mic, your mic.
Mitch, I'm taking it to your mic, man.
Oh, it's my mic. Hey, Mitchy Kenny. That's crazy, bro. Anyway, boys.
That's Mitch Kenny, man.
Anyway, that's a shit go. Wallah, I'm actually dirty.
It's a shit go because he
You know
cleans
how awkward it is?
portaloos.
Because I got like
He's
the
like a plumber.
No,
like
but
he
because
cleans
he
the
actually
portaloos.
sticks up for him, wallah.
Yeah, I know. And I'm
I
here.
straight up, I've never said
And
a
when I
bad
heard
word.
that, me and Winston could not believe it, Suey. So I'm here. That's slack.
Advocate. That's a shit
That's
go.
like-
Block us all you want. It doesn't bother us, but
I
So
got
he couldn't have stolen your words.
Mate,
that's true. Boys, let's speak about the dogs.
I
Chook.
got you, man.
I appreciate my boy.
That's a shit go, cuz you leaving him hanging.
Yeah, it's a shit go, like Mitch Kenny.
Anyway, can I speak about the Chooks game? Because I gotta go. The Dogs played the Roosters right at home. I was at the game. You were streaming it live. Bro, let's get into it. The first, Joe, did you go? You were there, yeah?
Bro, it was raining at like 6 o'clock, bro. That's why I didn't
Is
go.
that why you didn't go?
That's why I didn't
There
go.
was not a dot of rain after.
I know.
Not a. And
Bro,
I
you
took
left.
raincoats.
When did you leave? What time did you leave your house? Because we're 5 minutes from each other.
I left 7 o'clock.
Cause
Fairfield.
Yeah, and he was belting down, bro,
was,
at
yeah.
6 o'clock.
But I just got raincoat. I just got raincoats with me.
But like ANZ is yuck to watch when it's raining, bro.
I know, man. But
There's
fuck,
no
Friday
undercover.
night, Doggies, Roosters.
How good was it, bro?
Parked in loading zone. I put bro, I mastered it. Anyway, the game, the first half, that's like, I'll give you my just 2 cents on the game. The first half, cuz I was stressing it. Like, everyone was chill because of last week and shit, the week before. But I was stressing it more than the last 10 minutes. Like, the last 10 minutes, I was telling like the people I was like, you're going to stress these last 10 minutes. But I think, like, I just think we won. I don't think we were even up yet. I think the 73rd minute we scored. But I just knew as soon as we scored that first try in the second half, the stadium would flip, cuz. And it fucking did, bro. It just started going crazy. And it gave me like, I always say this, it gave me like Premier League vibes, cuz. You know when the underdog, not the underdog, but when someone's down at home and then your team scores and it just fucking starts bouncing and then you just can't contain it anymore. That's what happened,
Yeah,
bro.
Bruno starts doing these ones.
Yeah, Bruno starts doing 700 celebrations. Joe Linton slide tackles. Yeah, you know the vibes, cuz.
Yeah, I know.
And Accor Stadium was, wallah, it was just a big vibe, a bit hostile too for the Chooks fans. All the Chook pen were on that side, and we were just waving bye-bye to them like we did to the Rabbitohs. But, bro, great game. First half was unbelievable, I think, from the Roosters. The Roosters played so good. And, bro, that's probably one of our toughest games, I'd say. Wallah. Like, even the second half, yeah, we did score 24 points, but they just needed to score one more try, and they did. Robert Toya did score that try and knocked it on. Well, who saved that? Was that Crichton or?
No, he just dropped it.
He just dropped it, yeah.
Marnie was the last guy near him, but they just slipped out of his hands.
And
And then he
bro,
got picked for Origin. So, so Terrell, mate, that's what you have to do. just go over the try line and just drop it.
Just drop the ball. But even Jaden Saw didn't get picked, for Origin.
Yeah, because he already did that.
He already did that. Yeah.
So what is
will
that
die
race? So they just don't need the ball out of your arm. Just drop it cold.
Drop it. Okay. That makes more sense. But, bro, I just thought that the Bulldogs turned up. Wallah, with all the injuries, we lost Daniel. What is it?
Saluka
Fafita.
We nearly lost Max King, bro.
Max King.
Because what the fuck was he Spencer fucking who's a new cunt running it.
Listen,
like nuke. He
I
was
don't
like,
know. You're always very non-biased, and I don't know if I'm being biased now, but I don't like when a player runs with their fucking elbows up. I hate it. Tino, Spencer. I didn't care even if the Bulldogs player did it. I don't like it, cuz.
But he didn't really run with his elbow up, but he ran in like he shoulder charged the guy with the ball in hand, and I think that's okay.
Not Saluka Fafita. That was all good. That was all good.
Yeah.
Because when I seen that, the first run he did was bad. He put his arms up. Then the second run, we got HIA from it, and I'm like, bro. And then I watched it back. Obviously, at the game, takes a bit more time.
It gave me vibes of the Roosters Manly final where was it Jared Ruea-Hargraves was running and he took out 2 players in the space of 30 seconds
with his fucking
that's what it gave me vibes of.
I don't like that, bro. Like, and I love Spencer. Wallah, like if built our pack all you want, like that run on Saluka Fafita that's a proper run. You know what I mean? And fair and square. But the one on Max King, cuz it wasn't necessary. You don't need to put your arms up like that. And the referee does nothing. And I didn't care who it is, but you still do nothing. But Preston, anyway, let's not get into all that rubbish.
That's fucking football, mate. Stop having a win.
Nah, I'm not having a win. Straight up, cuz you can't elbow someone in the
Yeah,
throat.
you can.
No, you
Fucking,
can't.
but
Well, you
just let the defender do it too.
Nah,
Equality. What happened to
All right.
equality? Equal rights.
all right.
Equal rights,
All right,
equal
defender.
lefts. The defender should be able to do the same shit that the attacker can do. Why is it legal for me to do it when the ball's in hand?
That's what I mean, bro. And like,
Let me fucking run shoulder charge, cuz I missed the shoulder charge all day.
I think the Roosters were good, but man.
They were very good in
think
that
they were
first
very
half.
good. They were very tough.
But I can tell, bro, at no point I could tell, I'm like the beacon. I could feel Serraldo's anger. I'm telling you, he would have fucking it would be saliva all over the glass. Because that first 20 minutes, there was no line speed.
Yeah.
I could tell they came out flat. No line speed, zero. Like very, very little. Not up to the standard that we hold and that he holds fast as well. After that first 20, I don't know what, they must have said some shit or we conceded a couple of tries. The line speed started to get a little bit better, but man, that attack was a bit groggy, a little bit yuck, right?
Crichton's kicking on last 2-3 times in a row. That's what was stressing me out, bro.
Sexton running the football, again, just stop running it.
Because it looked like we were doing it on purpose. Like, it looked like, when someone tells you, like, you know when you're that good against little kids and they're like, because just let the kid win, and you're like, all right. Like, that's what I thought we were doing. And that's what frustrates me. I don't mind losing, Fred. Like, it doesn't matter, because when you lose, it's sports. It's a result. You're going to get a result or not. But at least don't play how we always play. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, they were defending us really well.
They were.
They were defending us really well, and all testament to it. But here's the thing about this Dogs team. And the Dogs team, oh yeah, you can stop us. You can play a tough 40 minutes, but can you play tough for longer than we can? The answer most of the time this season has been no.
Yeah.
And that's how it's a war of attrition against us. You literally have to play 80 because we're getting ready to play 80. We might concede a few tries and be shit for some parts, but we're always going to be playing tough for the full 80. Can you play tough for the full 80? That's the question that the Dogs ask you. And again, another fucking scenario where Bailey Hayward came on and completely changed the game. It's like having an extra half out there. A lot of dialogue has been said in my comment section and everything about how a lot of people are starting to think that all of this contract talks with Toby Sexton have stalled because of Bailey Hayward. Me personally, I don't think that's the case, but I do think the noise around our hooker position and maybe even our lock position could be because of Bailey Hayward. And I feel like the club sees him as our long-term hooker or lock more than our long-term half. Not that he can't do it, but it's the fact that it's really hard to find a lock like him. It's really hard to develop a lock like him or someone with
smart
just a
player,
football brain, man. You can find smart halves everywhere, but you can't always find smart locks that are tough and give it their all. But then again, I also see Fanu Latu as our future lock. So I'm really interested to see where he fits in. But the thing is, there's a lot of people like Guru is saying if you're an expanding club or if you're a team looking for a half,
he's one of the first person you
go for. Well, the Dogs locked him up for next year as well. They extended him.
It's like the Dolphins.
I'm starting to wish that extension was more than 1 year. However, they definitely see something in the kid, and I don't think he's going anywhere. He's a Dogs junior. He was actually at the Roosters for a bit.
My little reports didn't do anything to you. My little messages.
Your little messages, I laughed.
He was so dirty. He's like, it's not going nowhere. I'm like,
I said, where'd you get that from? He's like, me. I'm like, okay, thank God.
Now, someone actually called me and told me something, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
let's see where it goes.
He believes everything he sees on the internet.
Mate, Drew Hutchison,
but if I hear something,
Drew Hutchison is the one that's going to the Dragons.
That would be good for them.
Yeah, Dragons Junior.
But I don't want. I like Hutchinson. I don't want him to go.
I want him in the group, but if he goes, I'm not going to lose any sleep.
Yeah. Okay. No one's using.
But shout out to Bailey Hayward, very, very.
Bro, I think
and his good friend Marky was actually cracked.
I think when Hayward came on and we seen Burton running more, cause like what we always ask for, bro. He was fucking unstoppable.
And shout out to Matt Burton, man of the fucking match. I don't care I don't know if he was actually the man of the match, but if he wasn't, he should have been.
You know how I want to say shout out to as well, cause Connor Tracy. Cause I just love him, cause
he gets built.
I don't know. Yeah, like that's what it is. Like there was nothing flashy or anything. But I just love this guy, cuz he gets the ball, he never knocks it on. All right, it was a good tackle on him for him to make that one error. I've never, like all season, I haven't. First error all year. It was, yeah? Maybe I wasn't tripping out because I don't really keep data in my brain like that. No, he hasn't made an error.
Yeah, he hasn't dropped a high ball all year,
which is insane. So I just watch him, cuz get the ball and hustle back, and he gets belted. Belted. Takes another tackle in the set. I'm like, what are you doing, cuz? This guy's so good, and wallah, like people tell you can't win a premiership without a proper fullback, like a flashy, big name fullback. I disagree.
We did it.
Huh?
Dylan's not flashy.
Yeah, but now he's become like a
now he's become that, but he wasn't when we first.
Yeah, but the first he used one, he wasn't at that level. But the second, third, and fourth.
But how long was he with
He was
them?
elite.
How long was he with them?
They probably would have won in 2019 if he was good, or 2020 if he was
But
good.
how long was
That's
he
when
with
we-
you?
we
He
dropped
could have
him.
catch a high ball when he was
He's been
young.
with us for years.
Yeah,
I know he's been there for ages.
Because it got to
Wasn't
a
he
point.
there with
Well, I was his biggest hater.
It got to a point
his
where we
name?
dropped him to Reggie's.
What's his name, cuz? That guy that played, not Lachlan Coote. Was it Lachlan Coote? Didn't he play for you as fullback?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't
That
know.
was a long time, bro.
Lachlan Coote.
Not Lachlan Coote.
Back in the
No,
day,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah,
about back
yeah,
in the
like
day.
that-
But then someone came after him.
He's not
and-
that old.
And he played for... fuck, I can't remember his name, bro.
He
He
was
played
there
for the
for
Sharks and he retired. He's a 6.
Maloney.
Not Maloney.
Moylan.
Moylan. Wasn't Moylan at Penrith?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Moylan.
Moylan and...
I remember my dad used to think he was the next Darren Lockyer.
Yeah, it was so good. Well, Moylan was hectic.
Hold on, Dad. Oh, you were not right about that one, bro.
Listen, but Moylan was with Dylan... Was there when Dylan Edwards was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I
And
remember.
then they traded him for Maloney. Probably
Yeah.
the best thing they ever did.
Good thing they ever did for Cleary.
Wait,
bro.
you know,
Big
you look.
development.
Well, sidebar, you look at some of the history Panthers players have had. We just never could click. If we clicked, like we could.
Peter Wallace.
I used to love... What's his
It
name?
was all Luke Walsh's fault.
I used to love... What's his name? The 6, Craig Gower.
Yeah.
I used to love Craig
Yeah.
Gower.
Oh my goodness. I was at Magic Round.
You seen him?
I saw him. But no, I was talking
Bit
to
older
like,
now.
his mate was just giving us stories about Craig Gower non-stop. And they were
Hey, bro, for $4.99 you can hear about Craig Gower.
they were fucked up shit, bro.
What the fuck, cuz?
They were the most
This
fucked
guy's gonna
up.
start a freaking account.
I'm not starting nothing. I'm
No,
just
not
saying-
you. His
Yeah, yeah.
mate, bro.
Yeah,
He's
his
just
mate
selling his
at the
stories in this
casino.
shit.
He was watching me play. The first night I went to the casino, I was getting
Rinsed,
demolished,
bro.
bro. Demolished. And
My
this guy
stories?
is just sitting behind me telling me stories. It was worth the $400 that I lost. Because then I ended up meeting Bunty later that night.
Fuck yeah.
And then I won back to $400 the next night.
Boys, Marky Mark's try of the year. I think it's up there with Coates' one this week. Coates' one unbelievable.
Bro,
that
he's
But
got-
it's not the best try of all time. Like, can we just relax with that
It's
best
not-
try
it's
of
not-
all
no,
time
no,
stuff?
It's not, yeah. It's
But,
full
yeah, but like
you know
it's
what?
one of the
Hold on.
best I've
when
seen.
I seen it in the stadium, because I was at the stadium, right?
It's got to be
I'm
up
like-
there.
I'm like,
That was
How many players
Bro,
can you
my knee
confidently-
exploded. My knee exploded watching him.
confidently? How many people could recreate that? Like that was insane. Like to double hop on one leg,
That
kick
was
it back in,
fucked up.
right?
If he tried that flax, he would have never done. He would
Oh
have
no,
never been able to.
you
replicate
can't.
it.
You cannot
No,
train
you can't
that.
make that.
You can't train to
It's
do
not
that.
the greatest of all time, but it's fucking
It's
definitely
up
up
there.
Like when in 5 years when you watch the footy show and they show you like the Titans one with the catch the pass and the Barber neck try, that's gonna be in one of the videos that we're gonna
Oh,
watch. Straight up.
100%.
I mean, they're gonna show it.
That one was cracked.
But it was
was
so
insane.
good, and
And the
the
thing-
way the ball fucking bounced, because you know what,
Everything went right for him.
he's got this like in attack. He's got this fucking, I don't know what it is. It's like a superstar thing. I don't know, cause they can recreate shit. They can score tries. Maybe under the high ball, a different story. But that try, cause the way he kicked it and the way it bounced, fucking unbelievable, bro. I couldn't believe my eyes, wallah.
Dude, and at no point did I think that it was going to be a no try. It
No,
just
I
looked
thought-
good live
I
on
thought
TV.
it was a full no try.
The only thing that I saw was
the
I thought
ball
the ball bounced on the
line.
line.
That's what I was
thought-
not fast.
They
I was
didn't
like-
even. They didn't even like do a zoom in, like pause and shit. Like they just let it go, and I'm like, I don't even care. That shit's amazing.
fucking great
Like
try.
I wanted that to be a try. I don't mind losing to that.
Yeah, it was
Because like
very-
it's not like a real try. We can say, "Oh fuck, they just outplayed us." No, we lost the individual.
like the game
brilliance.
ended, and that was that was one of the highlights.
But
Not like the
then
Bulldogs
my-
came back 24.
But and the thing is, he played so good. Everybody forgot about the 4 high balls that he dropped, and then pretty much won us the game.
yeah, Burton's
It,
boot was
honestly,
on
if he
Matt
could
Burton
catch
carried
a
us.
high ball, bro, that he would be.
But he hasn't
elite.
dropped one all year. The thing is, the problem was it was just Matt Burton.
yeah,
Like Matt Burton put Torps up.
Yeah, and it was a bit slippery too, bro.
Yeah. But how good was the Torp?
Because every time he kicked, I was like, yes. Like, bro, when I was in the stadium, like as a fan, I just knew one try and everything's changing. I don't know what it is, cause it's not cockiness. Wallah, it's not. It's just like it's gonna happen, and it happened. But Marky Mark was good. I think the Roosters played very, very good.
They're
bro.
a good
Shout out
team,
to
man.
Kiraz, man.
Yeah.
That's a big
Playing
loss for us
with an
now, wallah.
injury. Shout out to Crichton. Insane chase down on Sandon Smith, who's a fucking rocker. I haven't seen anyone catch him this year when he makes a line
Critter
break.
just went for him, bro.
And Critter got him. Look, he hit the nostril like
Fast and Furious.
He went
Yeah.
for 6.
family.
I got a jet.
And then of course shout out to my Pookie bear Matt Burton scoring the game winning try
Under the sticks too, bro.
under the sticks.
Didn't miss
And
a kick, yeah? Or tell me he didn't.
Didn't miss a kick. And Bronson Sherry also scored doing the exact same thing. It's funny. It's like we must have game planned on that shit going back up the middle.
I think against the Broncos, that killed us, and then we started to do it.
Yeah.
Because the Broncos had that first try they scored against us. I'm still burning about that Broncos game. We should never.
Well, and they beat everybody. They lose to everyone else.
I'm telling you, I knew it, cousin.
It's because Adam Reynolds hates us. I'm telling you.
At least
Adam Reynolds hates us.
Listen,
But he likes me.
No
That
lie,
makes sense.
no lie. I know he likes you and shit, but I had a smile on my face when he was going to kick that ball on the last play and he got whacked. I was like, justice. All right, love you all. Take it easy.
Bye,
Joe,
Suey.
take over, bro. Flaxxy, I love you.
We're gonna speed run through the other games.
Yeah. Panthers beat the bye, 100 points to 0.
No,
Take it easy.
It was
I
great.
need you to fucking relax, cunt.
I'm relaxed.
Yeah, I know, always. By the way, if we're doing a meeting every week, it's on Monday.
No.
Sorry, not being there then.
Tuesday.
Monday.
Why was on Tuesday?
My one off day.
We'll talk. Love yous.
Love you. Yeah.
Alright, we're here.
Panthers beat the bye, 100 points to 0. It was
That's-
great. We
let
finally got 2 points. We're out of the bottom 4.
Give me 1 sec. Talk.
Yeah, nah. Bro, I was burning because, like, what was the next game?
Well, obviously we skipped one, so we'll talk about.
the Newcastle fucking snooze fest.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
bit
that
of a
was-
snooze fest, but Lomax back with the real force behind him. Try double.
He's such
goal
a weapon.
kicking. He came back with the purpose.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw they had, because this is the best squad Parramatta put up all year. Yeah, I knew they weren't losing. They
Yeah,
were never gonna lose that game.
First time Moses and Lomax in the same lineup.
That
Finally,
is an
since
origin.
Since Origin, so
the Momax
I knew,
combo.
I knew that they were going to cook, and Zach Lomax definitely cooked. And there's a reason why I kept putting him in my Origin lineup. So I said all he needs is one game, and he'll remind everybody that he's OP as fuck, and that's what he is. Insane run meters, insane motor, really good in the air. That poor kid Fletcher Hunt just got fucking.
Bro, he just could.
He got fucked up, cunt.
Well, it's not
Like,
his fault,
he
man.
he
Well, I'm
gave
an
like
accident,
110 effort, and he just couldn't get anything going for him. It was poor, man.
Poor kid.
But real disappointing for the Knights. Oh, Gagai's 300th. You know, like I think what's the 19th player to ever get 300, and they just completely flopped. It was
Yeah.
really disappointing from the
Yeah,
Knights.
fuck you, Parry. Should have let him get a try. He's up by so much.
I just like they conceded one try at the very end. Let Gagai score at least.
Yeah.
Not James Schiller.
But yeah, and I know. And Josh Adokar was playing pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Junior Paolo, mate, because he's been really good this year in a very shit pack, and he was really good again on
He's
Friday.
like the only good forward in their team. Let's be honest. He's like the only good forward. Like, every time he plays, I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna have like 10 offloads, run for a shit ton of. He goes well. He does. I think he's had a big improvement since last year.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, well, that's a common thing. A lot of these players that had poor years previously, they dropped a bunch of weight, and now they're just playing insane numbers through the middle.
Yeah, shout out to the Eels, but they're starting to play a bit better football. It was really good to see them get Dylan Brown a try. They were playing with confidence a lot. Letting Mitch run the show. They were definitely it was definitely a focal point of their attack to kick to Zach Lomax. They're definitely getting their money's worth out of him. And I just think, look, am I a bit worried about King's birthday just with all the outs? Yeah, a little bit, but I do think we'll beat them just
When do you
because
verse him?
in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
On the 9th
Oh,
of June.
so you have no one. Oh, they might.
Oh
not
no, we
have-
get Sluga Fafita back. We'll have all the Origin players back.
Yeah.
You'll have all the Origin players. Well, you'll have all the suspended players back.
No.
isn't it?
No,
That's
they
the
come back
last
the week
game.
after.
Oh,
That's their
So
last game.
Tilly and Preston come back right after Parramatta when we verse South Sydney.
Which I mean, that's fine by me.
But that's fucking great. I'm happy with
You're in
it.
the Origin round as well,
Yeah.
so they'll lose Trell and Campbell Graham. We'll lose a couple, but
And-
it's all right.
Yeah.
Nah,
But yeah, for this Newcastle game, I'll be honest, I didn't watch most of it. I was on the way to the Dogs Roosters game, but I was very impressed with Parramatta. I think they turned a corner. Me personally, they've turned a corner in their season. They've been building to this. They've had a lot of close losses against the Sharks, the Dolphins. They've had this very big win against Newcastle. I think that's a big turning point for them.
Very big test for them this week, Manly.
yeah, but they do lose Moses and.
Yeah, I know,
Latrell.
that's
I know. Manly
that is
also
true.
lose DCE.
But
and a
man,
bunch
was
of players,
DCE. DCE is like they haven't
No.
played yet without him.
No, yeah, but he's also been like Kaka, bro.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
DCE.
I've been adamant all season that Parramatta isn't a isn't a bottom 14. They're not the bottom 4. I think I'm starting to believe that Knights are going to be the wooden spooners of the year. And Parramatta it was their first time all year playing with a fullback.
Yeah.
And then now they've lost some of their players and they're going to be over Origin period. I don't think they make the top 8, but yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I think I had them in my top 8 before Mitch got injured. So, but yeah, honestly, I can see them turning a corner. I don't think they're going to make the top 8 anymore, but I could see them making a late push and at least becoming a tough team to beat.
Yeah, well, again, at the start of the year, I had them for wooden spoon. For the first few weeks, I looked like a genius. But I think now, seeing that Lomax combo, I think, okay, they're probably not going to get the spoon, but they'll make at least maybe like that 10th to 13 range. Like somewhere around there. They'll be near the 8, but I think they've had too many big losses to make it close.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Warriors, bar?
Well, that's going to be the next game.
Bar.
Dolphins and Waz.
All right, we're talking about the Waz, but this is the first time in a long time I've seen the Waz rob someone. And look,
Yeah.
I do think it was a bit of a robbery. I'm not going to lie.
I was losing my mind. I was watching. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Some of the calls that were being made in this game. Genuinely, that knock-on call. The fact that it led into a try, literally 10 seconds later, they didn't score. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, Casey Badger, mate. Why did they actually pay you money? They pay you money. I'm telling you, my tyke doesn't know anything about the game. She's got arthritis all in all of her joints. It would take her, we'd have to use the elevator because I don't want to go on upstairs. But I'm telling you, I could sit her in the chair in the bunker and she would do better than you, Casey Badger.
Is it?
And you can't call me sexist because I just said I'm going to replace you with my tater. Best woman I know. She'll do a great job.
Oh my god. But yeah, it was just so... Warriors fans always whinge and complain about how they always get robbed of calls. But
It's about time.
That's what I was thinking. You know what? I think it's kind of fair. They get some favorable calls, but they can't complain about it anymore because that was
10 games of bad calls in one.
Yeah, genuinely that if they call it knock on, Warriors don't score, and Dolphins probably go on to win the game because that would have been a turning point because Dolphins were putting the pressure. They would have gone on to score most likely, or at least made it a little bit more closer.
Yeah, and they got there in the end at the end of the day, but it just wasn't too late, man. And we versed the Dolphins this week, and it's just why this week of all weeks.
And they're probably gonna put a number on you. I'm very worried. They don't
worried.
have Trey Fuller though this
No
year.
Fuller,
No
Hammer.
Yeah, but they just play Averillo at fullback, and he's gone, and then there's gonna be Herbie on a reserve grader.
Yeah,
Yeah, with some
fair. But
Probably Sewer.
because I didn't watch much of the Wars game, but how are they second?
They just keep winning.
They just keep winning.
They keep scraping by every time.
At the moment, they're at +5. They're
Yeah.
second with a +5 differential. They're literally just winning their games.
Metcalf's
they're
been
winning
a
'em.
Metcalf's been an absolute gun for them. But
He's a
I just
revelation.
I don't even think they've lost a home game this year.
No, they're undefeated
So
at home.
they're undefeated at home. They're 5 from their last 5. I'm honestly worried every home game they don't lose at home this year. I think they scrape by. I'm worried for Penrith. Penrith, we have Origin for game 2 on the Wednesday. We verse them on the Saturday. We Origin's in Perth.
Yeah,
they're
I was
not going to
gonna
have
say,
any of our players.
They're not going to play that. I think they've already kind of confirmed. I read it somewhere. They've already kind of confirmed they're not going to be playing any of the Origin players because they're playing in Perth, and then they're going to go all over from Perth to New Zealand. They're going to rest them.
Yeah, so
Even though it's it's getting kind of critical for you guys. So
we're 1 game out of the 8. We're 13th right now. I think we're very fine. But I'm just, shout out. Obviously, you love the Wars, mate. Come on. Yeah, you're gonna look like a fucking idiot when we make the 8, and you're gonna be like,
What do you mean? I've never said that you're not making 8.
no, but you made those faces.
You're acting like it's a sure thing.
mate, it is a sure thing.
Are you not getting worried?
especially now with Origin.
I've chalked. Look, I'll be honest. I've chalked us out of the top 4, but.
Yeah, but dude,
Top 8,
we're at the halfway point of the season.
literally 2 weeks away from halfway, and you guys are
Hey, we're not halfway there yet.
You've got a lot of your Origin, 5 of your players aren't playing, and even when they're in the team, you're not winning. So how do you think I'll go without them?
Because we got the buys coming up through Origin period.
Yeah, but everybody does.
No, but we get look, I won't
No,
lie.
but
We
everybody
get treated well during Origin, but you know, enough.
Shout out to the Wise, another win.
Yeah, another
Five
win.
in a row now.
Another.
Yeah, fuck you, Will Kennedy.
Have they won a game by 13 plus all year?
No.
One game.
One game.
Manly.
Oh yeah.
Right at the end of the
Literally last
game,
minute.
Metcalf like intercepted it or picked up a loose ball and scored.
Yeah.
Like,
And Metcalf's been great. He takes over the Dally M races first. Well deserved, mate.
Well deserved.
I was like, I
reckon
was
he gets robbed like
hawking,
Johnson?
I was hawking that bloody Dally M sheet because I was seeing if Will Kennedy got a fucking point for his disaster class.
Yeah, he almost threw it away for Sharks, but we'll get to that game
But
soon.
shout out to the Wise. You know I love yous, and no Bunty, and you still won, mate.
How much longer is he out for? Another 2 weeks?
Yeah, but I don't even think he was. I think if Fisher Harris returned, he was probably gonna be.
he's out
replaced.
now. He got himself suspended or something.
He got
high
injured.
Shot. No,
No, he got suspended.
Bunty?
He
Oh,
came.
no, Fisher Harris.
Oh,
Fisher Harris.
Yeah, he's come
Ah.
back with like this.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's-
Dyed goatee.
I don't know what he
I'm
was.
not gonna say. He just looked like he ate too much ice cream before the
Yeah.
game.
That's probably a video on that.
Mate, it seems like he was washing his clothes and he accidentally.
He got
went
2
in and
weeks
got
for the
too much
beard.
bleach.
He got 2 weeks for the
Did
beard,
he get 2
mate.
weeks or was it 1 week?
It was a few weeks, I think. So
Well, it was a pretty. I'll be honest, that was a pretty bad shot. Like,
it was a
Yeah, that
very
one was.
bad shot.
You could tell live like that one's probably gonna
like
be a
that's the
bin.
kind of stuff they're trying to get out of the game.
That's
Not-
the stuff that you got to bin, but
yeah, that's been with not the shit that we had a few weeks ago, where
Yeah.
like the most lightest tackle you.
yeah,
know
like
what's
the one on
crazy?
Tedesco.
That-
Fuck that one pissed
Oh,
me
that
off.
you
The
guys were
challenge
talking
one.
about that earlier, but that was like that. Oh my gosh, that's
Crazy-
frustrating.
That's a shade Gilgis Alexander shit.
It's crazy that you. It's crazy that you see like what happened. What was that 2 week experiment of the Simmons, and then you're seeing like what they're doing now, and it's
Yeah.
not even a penalty. It's like,
It's like back to
back to
well,
it's a regular scheduled
hey,
programming.
good on it.
But you
Good
know what?
on
That's
it.
better.
Admit your defeat. Admit your
I
wrongs.
was tired of seeing a yellow mark above every team every 10 minutes. It was very annoying.
Yeah.
Was the next game though? Manly game.
Yeah, man,
Manly.
the Cowboys, a big bounce back for Manly. Even though I do think personally that scoreboard does not really reflect how the game actually played out. I think it was a lot closer than we think, but Manly scored a couple of late tries to blow out the margin.
Yeah, Saab was huge in this one, and I had to leave in the middle of this one. But I was expecting a lot of points, and I didn't get a lot of points. So I'm sort of glad that I didn't watch it like the second half properly. But I watched it back now, and yeah, Manly needed this one. If they lost this game, alarm bells would be ringing
I think
hard.
there already were alarm bells. Like, again, all the talk that week previously was all about the questions about Manly and the credentials and DCE and all that sort of. I think this kind of put all that to bed. I'm a little frustrated though with Drinkwater only scoring 14 points of Supercoach. I captained him this week, so that was that was a big oops.
That's
on
a
my part.
yikes.
I should have followed your lead and Captain Terrell, mate. I had him vice
I captained
captain.
Scott Drinkwater,
I
Same.
knew.
and he
I
got
knew.
27 points.
Hey man,
Yes,
I was
you got 14.
top. I was top 9%, man. I got 1,300 this week. Somehow that's top 9%.
I got just over 1,000. Like
Shout out to Big Terrell, man.
I was projected to get 1,490, and I ended
Same.
up with like.
I was expecting like a high margin,
was
but
a
everyone I
joke.
had just went downhill.
You
I
know
got
what?
4 injuries this week, mate.
Same.
You know
Dylan
what?
Egan.
Dylan Egan, Dylan Lucas. I don't know.
I think Lucas will play this week. I think it was.
Yeah, but he came off, so I was like a bit worried. Then Karaz, and
I'm
then
keeping him. He's got so much money. I'm not selling him to then rebuy him. I'm just gonna hold on to him.
no, I'm not gonna buy him for the rest of the year. I think that's it.
I'm holding. him.
I
That's it.
saw.
So I'm keeping Lucas, and I actually traded out Karaz. Got Farnworth for this week specifically, and he's probably gonna be captained.
Well,
I saw your video too. I was like Captain Terrell May after
Yeah,
the
sure.
video,
Sure.
and I
Well,
I did it, and then when you accidentally press to optimize and it changes, and I just didn't think of it. and
Yeah,
it killed
Terrell
me.
May, mate. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll talk
bro.
about Terrell May a little bit later.
Yeah,
on.
but really decent performance. I was really happy to see Ethan Bullimore
Yes.
in the props and starting. I think he's been playing too well to be on the bench, and he's been one of their standouts this year. Was really good to see him have a decent game. Jazz Tavanga, heavy metal Tavanga is back. Jazz Tavanga is gone. It's heavy metal now because he's been playing like a baller. Been working really hard, playing at hooker and lock and everywhere they put him, he does a good job. And Burbo had a good game as well. Prayers up for Big Gerbo,
Yeah, I
but that was a
gonna say,
bad
prayers
knock.
up for Gerbo,
That was a
man.
bad fucking knock, bro.
And
It's his second big one in like 4 weeks.
Less. It was like 2 weeks apart. I don't know.
And you
Whatever.
just watch it, and obviously, like I personally didn't think he was going to get picked for Origin anyway, but like you just see a guy that doesn't deserve any sort of injury or any no one deserves it, but like out of everyone, like he's the type of guy that is just so kind, so nice, and you see it and you just
Yeah, but the whole
feel for
Gerbo
him.
they're
Man.
so nice. Like when Tommy Turbo knocked the ball dead, he literally ran to a fan, just gave him a little kid a fist bump. The most random wholesome stuff. That whole
hate
family
him.
just exudes wholesomeness.
You can't hate them. They're like Max King. You can't hate them.
You can't hate them.
Can't hate him, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about the next game, boys.
I think this
Right,
game was
this-
fucking game of the round.
I
bro.
Game of the
agree.
round, but
Game
it
of the round.
pissed me off.
And people were like, I was saying it before, like it was literally the title of my stream, like game of the round incoming.
I agree.
And people were like, is it gonna be? No way, it's gonna be better than the Bulldogs and the Roosters game, and it fucking was
It
by a
delivered.
little bit. Man, shout out to the Sharks.
Premiership statement, in my opinion.
I
don't think
it's
so,
so
but-
inconsistent, man. This is just another one of those
Yeah,
inconsistent
it's just-
games.
They beat them last year too, mate. Don't forget that, and they beat them at Amy Park. Harry Grant didn't look himself. Maybe rushed him back a little bit too early. He was trying too hard,
He also didn't play a full 80 minutes. He was taken off 10 minutes each.
and they actually looked a bit better when he was off.
Yeah.
So as a New South Wales fan, that's a little bit hopeful. But shout out to Jaden Brayley. Nobody really gave him raps, except for a hooker commentating, Mick Innes. She was seeing what I was seeing. Absolute baller. And he was the best. In my opinion, the best player on the park was Jaden Brayley, bro. And it's crazy because, like, we have so many hooker options that you don't even consider him, right? Because you got, for the Blues, you got Reece Robson, Appy Coruscant, who I think he should have been picked, Wade Egan, like some
Connor Watson is also an
Connor
option.
Watson. Then you got your Jaden Brayleys. You know what I mean? And that's it's crazy,
I
man.
think Jaden's the one in Newcastle. I think Blake Brayley's.
Blake, sorry.
Or Blake. I think
Blake, it's Blake Brayley and the
Jaden's
Sharks.
the one in Newcastle.
I'm sorry, I got it mixed up, but I think it's fair enough. But yeah, sorry, Blake. Because I spent a lot more time watching Jaden before Blake came around. But Blake was always touted as the one that was going to be better. And
A lot of
I
people
think he
actually
is.
wanted him for Origin as well.
Yeah, because of the game he just played.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of recency bias that comes around some Origin selections. But sorry, Blake Brayley, mate, you were really fucking good on the weekend, bro. It's
Yeah.
Blake, yeah.
Yeah,
Blake, it's because Jaden is the one that I'm a bit more familiar with.
And that's the one who's going to the Raiders.
the Raiders next year. And he's good too.
Yeah.
But it's just injuries.
Yeah.
But Blake was amazing. Fanua Blake, again,
AFB.
monstered their pack, scored a nice try, looked very dangerous. I traded Horsburgh out for him and paid an extra 100K at the time. And that is
The best 100K.
great return on investment.
Yeah,
Do you-
I've held AFB since the start of the year. Haven't sold him, and I'm captaining him this week.
Nah.
I think it's against a depleted Roosters pack.
Yeah.
I think I'll be captaining him.
Because I had Terrell and Haas from the beginning. So my props are legit insane.
I've got all three.
Yeah, I got all three now. So I'm all three, and I got Tino in the back row. So I was definitely cooking with like some of these forwards, mate. Because I had Horsburgh. The only one that I missed out on was Aaron Clark.
Yeah,
And
same.
and if I didn't give him a shout out in the Wise thing, but I need to because he's been amazing.
Oh, he's
so
been
shout
one
out,
of their best.
give him some respect, man.
Honestly, one of the best. If Terrell May wasn't,
That's the best signing. No, Aaron Clark's the best signing.
I still think Terrell May's been the sign of the year. Like he's been a revelation of the Tigers.
But Aaron's also been a revelation at the Wise, bro. He just makes everything flow. And you know who else made everything flow? I really was happy with what I saw from Trindle and Hines in this
And it
game.
looked so complete. This is the Haas pairing that people expected from the get go, but it took a bit of time. But I think it's starting to work. They finally kind of figured everything out, and they're just playing so well.
I'm
both.
still not sold. Eh?
Now, I will say one thing. If Warbrick played in this game, the Storm would win 13+. They had their mode of they were in attack mode. Just attack Sewer. Because what's he gonna do? He's a little munchkin. What's he gonna do?
He's a little speedster.
Ronaldo just ran over him like he was come on, man.
Yeah.
Try targeting him with bombs. He struggled. Targeted Pappenhausen with bombs. Struggled. They didn't really have much pressure on the kicker, and I know Craig Bellamy will be livid about that
Oh,
because he was pinging them, Braden Trindle, pinging them left, right, and center on the money every time. He had an absolute blinder of a game as well,
Yeah.
and what a sick game because they lost their whole right side.
Yeah, both Ramian and Stone Street.
Yeah, and
Went so
they
early
moved
too.
Talakai, moved Atkinson, and that's the versatility that these guys
and
have.
then literally towards the back end of the game, when they realized Coates was just scoring a billion tries down that side, they swapped.
Ronaldo. They swapped
Marky.
they swapped Ronaldo over, and that was very smart because that last 10 minutes, Ronaldo did a good job, and he had the game of his life. And
And not only
Ronaldo's
that,
my man of the match, bro. He only didn't get, I think he got 2 Dally M points. But as good as Brady was, and as good as Fanua Blake was, and as good as Trindle was, Ronaldo was just on the money.
And
on both ends. He was chasing every kick. Every time the ball went near Suafalanga or Pappenhausen, Ronaldo was there like their shadow.
He always turns up at Shark Park because that's like something awakens in him at Shark Park, except when he versus the
Well, he
Bulldogs.
hadn't actually scored all year.
Or,
Like,
yeah,
this
he,
was-
he scored in.
he scored once. Like, he hadn't scored too many tries this year. But he won the mental game too. He got under their skin so
That's what he
much
does.
in that.
That's his personality. He gets under everyone's skin. That's why everyone wants to flog him.
That's why I felt so good to beat them. But I wouldn't want Ronaldo to change for the world. Like, that's how I want my players to play.
Even everyone like wishes. Just,
Again, that was
someone's-
law back in the Panthers. Like, a lot of people hate. Like, it was just getting. It was winning the mental game, and
That's
it,
why everyone hates
it
Marky.
rattled him.
Gets under the skin.
It rattled him.
Xavier Coates, what a performance from him.
my God.
And
Mate.
he's just been getting better. He's had a leap this year, and a lot of people aren't speaking about it. He's runs.
In my opinion, probably the best winger in the competition.
He's got the AFL mark of the year, and it's not even AFL. Mate.
Wow,
Like,
what a catch.
what
But
a
I'm not even,
catch.
like, they were always there, but the run meters and the carries out of his own end weren't always there. And he's put it to another level, man. He might not, I don't really care about his numbers, but I'm caring. It's like Daniel Tupper. I'm looking at the way he's running, how he's running, and he's giving it his all. He's a big boy. He's put on a lot of size, and he's causing teams a lot of trouble and a lot of pain trying to stop him from getting out of their own end. Shout out to Xavier Coates, man. He's been really, really good with his carries.
Like, he's been playing so well this year. Like, he was, when I was doing my mock Queensland team, he was like the first player I put in at winger because he's been just unreal this whole year. He's been so
he's not in there, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Like I think he might be a danger for them.
Yeah, big time.
Well, I think it's gonna be him and
Which side would he be on?
I was gonna say, who's he mark? Is he mark up against Lomax or Tor?
Nah, you'd put him up against Toll because he's got the height over Toll. Like, obviously, and you would want Lomax to defend him, because they're both tall. But
I think I'm thinking back to last year. I think it was Lomax and Coates mark up against each other. I think
that'll be such a fun battle to watch.
Yeah, it would
Such
be
a
sick,
fun
man.
battle to watch.
That's gonna be a good aerial contest every time.
Yeah,
That's gonna be really
with Mitch
good.
Moses kicks as well.
I think Coates got injured from memory.
Yes, for game 3. Yes, sorry. Yeah, he was. I think he did his hammy like the week before.
Yeah.
But in game 2, I think he was marked up against Lomax.
Yeah.
And we all know how that went. But anything else about this game for Sharks or Melbourne? I think.
Can we just talk about like Melbourne as a team? Like they were premiership favourites. They have
They
been
still
so
are.
inconsistent. They've been loss, win, loss, win, loss.
Why are they not on forward watch, huh? Why are they not on forward watch?
There it is. I was waiting for it.
Where's we get the fraud watch, but we lost one game all year, can't.
Mate, you can't beat good teams.
Where's that? But we can. A lot of the
literally
teams
have.
aren't in the top 8 because we beat them. We beat the now the Broncos are out of the top 8. So that means we haven't lost to a good team yet.
Not a top 8 team has beat us yet.
We haven't lost to a top 8 team yet. Hold that, you dog.
Literally,
Where's their fraud watch, mate? Where's
It's
their
so
fraud watch?
bad.
They blew a 13-point lead to the Dolphins. Like they lost to the Sharks at
They
Shark
lost to
Park.
Dragons.
Bro, we beat the fucking Sharks at Shark Park. We didn't have Matt Bird and Kikau, Kiraz.
Sam Hughes.
Come on, man.
30 and plus we beat them.
Beating them at Shark Park ain't it ain't for everybody.
And even
we
then-
beat the Dragons away from home.
We beat them at Cockroach.
We've had 3 home games all year, bro.
Shit, we have.
Yeah.
My God.
3 home games all year. They say we can't travel. We're versus an away team.
Beat them at Suncorp. We've gone to Canberra. We've gone to Shark Park.
And even then, their big wins aren't really that impressive if you think about it.
They fucked the Waz.
They fucked the Wars, but they beat Parramatta, who have been terrible all year. They beat the Tigers. That's somewhat impressive. They flogged Seagulls.
But then they keep losing.
But
the
then
week
they
after.
lost to the Dragons. They lost to the
Yeah, they lost to
Dolphins
random
by
teams.
20 points.
No,
They
you
only
know-
beat the Rabbitohs by 8.
You know what I see? You know what I see when I see them? You know when in Rocky 4, when Rocky finally punched Drago and connected and you just hear Duke yelling, "He's cut! He's cut!" And then they go to their seats and Duke says to Rocky, "He's not a machine. He's a man. You cut him. You hurt him." And then you go to the other side and it's Ivan Drago and he's like, "He's not human. He's like a piece of iron in Russian." That's us two right now.
Yeah.
They're Ivan Drago and we're Rocky, mate. Heart and soul.
We're the underdogs.
so.
We haven't lost to a top 8 team this year. You dogs.
And Melbourne is still.
And we've beaten the Sharks. That's a top 8 team. We've beaten the Rabbitohs 32-0. And they had Latrell Mitchell. That's a top 8 team.
We beat the Raiders.
We beat the Raiders. That's a top 8 team. The Roosters will be a top 8 team probably, but they're not. But if they'd beaten us, you know where they would be? In the top 8.
Just wait till you verse Panthers, boys. Just wait.
Yeah, okay. We're going to lose.
Alright.
Yeah, we're going to lose to shit teams.
Shit teams, mate. We're going to be in the A by then. But yeah, like
Still at the moment.
What
Sorry, you go first.
no, what can we pinpoint what the problem actually is for Storm? Because again,
Edge defense.
Yeah, it's edge defense. And
It's edge
also, I
defense.
think if a team can drag Melbourne into a bit of an arm wrestle, I think they buckle.
Yeah.
Look at the Raiders game. You look at this game, the Dragons game. When they get put into an arm wrestle, they get.
they should have never lost that Raiders game.
And they can't play from behind. Like, they can only play when they're ahead and when they got momentum. I think Nelson really helps them break open the game. But they don't have an elite kicking game. That's their biggest issue. And as
Well, I
good as
think
Jerome Hughes...
Their interchange in that game was putrid. Like, they took Nelson off and then Adam Fanua-Blake and that they just killed the middle.
Yeah, it was a bit weird
Their spine carries them. That's their problem,
Yeah,
right? And
now-
when you keep their spine away from attacking positions and you put some pressure on them, then the errors start to creep in, and the sort of because their supporting cast is not as good as any other top 14. But the spine makes it up for them. That's why I didn't have them in the 8 last year, because I didn't think the spine would be able to carry them. But Eli Katoa had a career year. Trent Liero was good.
Will Warbrick
and
was
then
great.
Will Warbrick,
Xavier
Coates.
Coates.
But their centers are their biggest weak point, bro.
Yeah, Nick
and
Meaney
that's
and
where I
Greg
think
Anderson.
that's why I think we're gonna beat them. Very similar to even though we keep going into leads in the first half, or we keep going into deficits and having to come back from them, I think we're really good at making adjustments and pinpointing exactly what we're doing wrong, fixing them, but also pinpointing what the other team's doing wrong. And I just don't see guys like Grant Anderson, guys like Nick Meaney being able to stop our centers, man.
But Crichton and Sherry are way better than both Meaney and Granderson.
Do you verse them once or twice?
Once. In
And
round
it's
25.
round 25, dude.
And then you verse us the next
And
week.
yeah, that's going to be a sick game, and I do think we can beat them. I actually think we will beat them, because we showed last year we can, and we match up really well against them, because their pack is not very dominant, man.
We
And
won Toby Sexton away from winning that
yeah,
game.
we nearly won that game with Drew Hutchison in Amy Park, and we weren't even in any good part of form.
No, we won 2 games from the first 5.
Yeah, so I'm really keen to see that game. I think a lot of people are too, because they think we're going to lose. I actually don't think... I think we'll lose to certain teams, like the Broncos that always really worried me. Teams like the Raiders worry me. Teams like Manly, when they were at full strength,
Cowboys,
worry
even,
me.
they're attacking.
I'm not worried about the Cowboys for the same reason I'm not
They-
really worried.
They got us twice last year.
Look, they got us twice, once without Matt Burton and with a big shift of lineup change, and the other one we lost to ourselves because we took the 2 up 8 points.
Yeah, that was really weird.
And that was really weird from the Sharkies. They were up 7 and they wanted to go to 9 or some shit.
Yeah.
Well,
No, they're up to 9 and they went up to 11, and then they missed. They missed the kick.
Yeah, that's probably what won in the game. But yeah, I'm really, really interested to see how this Dogs team does against Melbourne.
Yes, that's what. Even though I
But
know
they are beatable.
They are. Well,
But I just got to say, prayers for Titans in 2 weeks when they verse them, because that is going to be a flogging.
is that going to be a C bus or is that?
That's a C bus.
Oh,
3 p.m. gate.
They
Like,
always win in Queensland, man.
they will
They love playing
kick.
Queensland.
Because they got the bye next week, and then they verse the Titans, and they haven't lost a game in 2 in a row, in 5-6 years. And after that performance, Bellamy is just going to be in.
It's going to be like Tigers all over again. But I think even worse.
I think 60 will be put on that week. But
That's going to be putrid.
but
Even though at the moment, Melbourne are still $3 to win the premiership, and we're $4. So the margin has become exponentially closer.
I don't understand how they're $3. Like, obviously, you look at their team, they're great, but they've
Because
just.
everyone knows what their potential is. They know when they're on.
That's why we're
they're
so
on.
much. That's why we're still $9 or something. But
I think at the moment you guys are $14 still.
oh, we've gone.
You're
Up. That's value.
You're 13th
Jump
and you're
on it.
still $14 to win the premiership. Because I know when you're on, you're on. Even though Raiders are $15 and the Warriors are $20.
That's crazy. Well, but yeah,
Sharks are $7.50.
but
Broncos is still $15.
Speaking of, bro, how did they lose that?
Yeah,
How
speaking
the
of
fuck do you lose that? How do you concede?
lose?
And the thing is like it shouldn't have even been that close because Ezra Mam threw a bloody Tom Brady pass and got away with it.
Yeah, well,
He was always going to score that game, eh?
Yeah, he
was
played really well.
always
Yeah,
going to
he,
score.
But they booed him.
Yes.
I didn't hear it.
I heard a few at the start. I know it's going to sound really horrible, but he really crashed head on back into first grade, didn't he, boys?
Yeah.
Head on. Yeah. He found the white line very quickly, a little too quickly.
Yeah, man. He was visualizing and then attacking like the water boy. Apparently, he drove
Keon Tasman.
he drove. Did you see that? They had an accident on the way to the game. Patrick Carrigan and Payne Haas. Patrick Carrigan, his lip busted, not from the game, but from Ezra Mam's driving.
Yeah. Oh my god. But Broncos.
You know, he played that game unsuspended, unlicensed, unsuspended, unlicensed.
Oh my god. Broncos are just disappointing, man. 3 losses in a row. Like
5 out of their last 6.
the one being us.
And both, like 2 of those games.
I'm telling you, all 5 of those games they lost, they had Jordan Ricky. That's what I'm saying.
And also, they've
Yeah.
been at home as well, in their fortress of sorts. They lost the Panthers at Magic Round at Lang Park.
They got bitched by you guys.
They got decimated, and then they couldn't even back it up with. Well, they couldn't even back it up with this at
They
their
were
home
a
game.
decimated South team. They really should have won that 13 plus, and they should have been the Broncos. They should have been the Dragons, who are just down on all morale. But again, I created this stuff like I think Flano finally found a winning formula by playing Damien Cook for 20 minutes, moving him to lock, and bringing on Little early. Because Little had one of his best games.
He's so fast, man, and he is their best player.
I
He's
agree.
better than everyone on their team, and he's off contract this year. I'm just saying, the Dogs could use a backup hooker, man.
Yes, or teams like the Titans could use a decent hooker because Sam Farrell isn't really doing it.
Yeah.
I think the big one, Cowboys losing Reece Robson.
They
Where's
got to
he
be after
going?
him.
He's going.
You're the Roosters.
Of course he is.
So, dude, he needs to not be there long term, I think.
No, like it's very detrimental to his career because again, he's playing off the bench. Even though in most teams, I'd say maybe 80% of teams, he'd be the starting 9.
Dude, if he got picked for Origin, I wouldn't have even cared. I would
wouldn't
have
be
been
mad.
happy.
I'd be very happy.
I just think he's the type of player that would suit us so well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would love to see a potential Gus Masterstroke and get him.
Where would you put him if we
Doesn't
did
you just
sign
put him somewhere, mate? I don't think he cares. And Reed would be apparently they're shopping him around, but I don't know.
I've been rumors for several months.
I know, but what if they were?
Well, there's smoke, there's fire. It's not the same with this. Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. But what if they were? If they were, then I think they're eyeing him as a replacement. So, Moneyball. But shout out to the Dragons. Prayers up for Dylan Egan. That was really sad to see.
Oh my gosh, ACL.
And they lost Couchman earlier in round 1 as well to an ACL. So that's their second one.
Yeah, the other Couchman. So one Couchman, Dylan Egan, and then the other Couchman is a shoulder injury.
Yeah. So they're young Bucks that are playing really well, and they're the reason why they've even been close and half decent.
Yeah, Hamish Stewart, he's been really good. I think Blake Lowry,
he's actually been playing well. Even JC apologised
Yeah,
to him. He said he got him off the Flano bus.
Yeah, poor JC. I obviously with Mitch Kenny, but said George blocked him on Instagram.
Yeah, that's insane.
I know.
That's
on
insane.
TikTok and Insta, the Dragons have blocked him.
And he was like, as long as we keep winning, I don't give a shit if
Bro, I
we're
told him
blocked.
I'll send you the lineup cards. Don't worry,
But you know
bro.
what's funny? Obviously, it was probably some 18-year-old intern who runs their account, saw that and just blocked him.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious, man.
My God. And I love his reaction video to watching the game. That was just so
Good
funny.
on him, bro. Make content, man. He's making good content.
Oh, he's killing with the content at the moment. He was great having him here last week, and he's been killing on social media.
He's got a podcast coming soon, boys. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you updates on that soon.
He's an absolute weapon. But what was the next game? The Raiders Titans. I didn't really watch this game.
I saw this game half and half. I was getting ready to go to a wedding. I was at a wedding for yesterday. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I did watch this game and it was bad for the Titans. Brimson was back at fullback, having a good
Yeah,
time.
Jane Campbell. I think Jane Campbell not having to worry about playing halfback and letting Foran do that. He played really well. A lot of good tackles, good kicks. Jane
Yeah,
Campbell.
Foran kicked one out on the full butt.
Yeah, I was,
Looked like an old man, but they just got outclassed. That left side and right side, honestly, of the Raiders were killing them. Timoko bagging a double, Savage.
hat trick.
You know what I mean?
Tamale again.
Yeah. Tamale was looking good, man.
I know we've been talking about Adam O'Brien, but like, what about
Yeah, Des might be cool.
Des? Is,
Well, again, at times they make that, which they probably.
Well, they
not.
said that if they don't make the 8, he's got a clause in his contract where he gets the sack.
really?
Yeah,
They're not making the 8. They're last.
Yeah.
By
They
one-
last.
They're
by
last
by
right
one
now.
point.
Even Blaze, like Big House Sport, was losing his mind. He's in India or somewhere right now, and he went to every game for 15 years or some shit, and he's always Mr. Optimistic. He's always, we're gonna beat you. He's always like, it never doubts his team, and now the guy is absolutely crashed out because he sees how shit this team is, rotten to the core. It's beyond Gus. Des. It's beyond the playing group. There's shit in this team that the stink just affects everyone else. The Titans is where you go for your career to die.
Well, I've always said Gold Coast is the place where sport goes to die. How many codes have died there? You get maybe one good year, maybe another good year, but like
They made the finals once.
Yeah,
and
it
won
is-
one game. They didn't even win that game. They've had one finals game in the entire.
Wait, what?
The
The
Titans.
Patrick Herbert game was their first finals game.
No, I'm talking about the Titans. Wasn't their first finals game the one in 2021 with?
Patrick Herbert.
Yeah,
No, I'm pretty sure they'd made it once.
I think
before.
they might have once
I
before,
think
but
they
they've
finished top 4 before
man.
with Preston Campbell
Oh,
in like
that-
2011 or some
yeah,
shit.
like in the first few years.
Yeah,
of their
they've played
inception.
more than one finals game. But the Patrick Herbert one was their last one. And the crazy thing is they should have won it because Patrick Herbert hogged it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry,
they've-
Titans fans.
they're-
It's looking really grim.
At least you
though.
have both Firma, right?
Yeah, and Tino.
Yeah.
David
I don't know how long Tino's gonna be there, but
Did he sign like some long?
I don't
he has
care.
a 10-year contract, but
I
he'll
don't
find a way to.
care.
He'll get out of that.
Get out clause.
he's got get out clauses for sure.
There is get out clauses all over that
Because
contract.
honestly, for his sake, look, as much as I don't like him, he's a great player.
But like, yeah, but like I don't want to say this because obviously, like they still scored 24 points, but you know, as Tino, he's a generational talent. You want to go to another club. You want to sort of, you're not going to win a premiership there at the moment, and not in the foreseeable 4 or 5 years. At least there has to be, as you said, there's so much stink there. There has to be some restructuring going on to even get them a chance. But as it's going right now, they've been terrible.
Tino, Santino Morella, Timo. He'll be there for 5 years. He'll be at the Dogs for 5 years.
I was waiting to see how you're going to do it.
Dogs for 5.
I don't think he's gonna go there. I think
Dogs for
I
5.
would love that, but probably.
I'll give you a hotel, lad. A Monopoly hotel.
He'll buy you a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezra Mam.
When we went to our last game, boys, Tigers South. This was like Campbelltown. TERRELL mate is him. I think that's the big statement from this game.
No, I think the biggest statement was Matangi is here.
He had a gun.
Both of
Second
them.
highest run meters from a forward ever.
That's insane. What was it?
325 meters or some shit.
That's
What's the record?
345 Tamalolo prime.
Prime
That's
time. That
prime.
makes sense.
My gosh, yeah, he was on both players were unreal. In this
Yeah.
game. Like Keon, honestly, if he had been picked for Origin, I would have been like, you know what?
Man, I had him in my so my last spot was like Hudson Young, like Max King, Stefano, Matangi. But Matangi was like one of the ones I think I had a higher up my list because I had May in my team, right? So I think my last spot it was going to be like Hudson Young. But if you want someone with a bit more versatility, they can play in the middle. And personally, I think he's being wasted on an edge. Matangi. I think his best position might be lock, man. And
I
he
think
when
he
he's
has
in
the
the
right-
middle, he just kills it.
Yeah, he has the right mentality as well. I think like in the press conference after the game, he said, "I'll play wherever as long as I'm benefiting the team. I'll play wherever."
Exactly.
He's so good. But I think more importantly, we want to talk about TERRELL, mate, because obviously he's been the big talking point lately. Man,
63 tackles, no misses.
0 missed. That's insane.
Great, insane numbers for a prop. That's got to be the most tackles by a prop all season.
I think probably.
And then 200 meters still. And he's got his offloads. And look, the first half an hour from him was a bit dodgy, but he definitely made up for it after that.
Oh yeah.
And man, he plays big minutes. So to have no misses is crazy. And a lot of people nitpick with him and they say, oh, man, he doesn't run as hard and doesn't tackle as hard and they target him on defense. Well, it's because he's playing 73 minutes a game. If he plays 40 to 50 minutes a game, like 95% of props do, he would have more energy to put into all of those 1% effort areas. And he would run harder because he'd have more energy. And he'd tackle harder because he's got more energy. But because he's got to last long minutes because his team doesn't have many forwards and doesn't have many prop options, these little things will happen because of the minutes he's playing. And Payne Haas does the same thing when he has to play 75 minutes in a game.
Everyone called him a stat padder, like, oh, he's just there to...
He's not a stat padding in NRL does not exist.
Well, that's what people are calling him, and I was going to say that's a similar...
Yeah, it doesn't exist, man.
Oh,
you're fucking running, you're taking a run. Everybody's happy that you're running the ball because you're giving them a rest. And he's running and using his energy for the good of the team to help impact the game. There is no stat padding in NRL, man.
Now, let me ask you, does he play Origin this year at some point?
I don't think he's going to be playing this year. But I think next year, he's going to play.
I think next year, if he really proves himself, I think he already has. But
I was going to say, if he wins...
I had him in my team last year.
I mean, that's not a bad shout.
I had him in my team last year.
If he wins the Daily M position, like, he
Yeah.
has to be...
Well, he's like, what's he, second or third? He's third on the Daily M at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I think
So, no, he's going to win prop of the year.
Like, him and Payne Haas will be props of the year. Like, no
Yeah,
doubt.
but I think he'll be the first one because he's ahead in Daily M points.
Yeah, I think that's how it works, at least.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. I think they're both going to be the props of the year, which is
Yeah.
insane because they're both unreal. I think those doing Origin would have been great. And I remember once you said you wanted to start Toronto, I would have had him off the bench. Can you imagine him and Spencer Lenny coming off the bench? That combo.
I don't think he's more of a. I think he's more of a steady prop more than the impact prop off the bench. That's just me. I think if you had him, man, and Payne Haas starting, like you just get such a stable start. They can break a game open with bending the line and running, with their offloading game. Like they break a lot of tackles. But like again, I sort of think the bench role is perfect for Spencer. Guys that run super super hard, very athletic. You know what I mean? So like your Hudson Youngs and your Spencer Nenyus are pretty good off
Impact
the bench.
players.
I know Hudson Young isn't actually good off the bench in Origin, but he can be. You know what I mean? He just can't really find his feet in Origin.
Yeah, that's been his real issue. I think for Hudson Young is he's been trying to find his feet in Origin because again, I don't think he should be coming off the bench. Me personally, I would have put him at starting second round and put Angus on the bench and bring Angus on through the middle, or even that could have worked because Hudson Young is a starting back rower and he would. I
still think you keep Angus Crichton and Liam Martin.
Yeah, I think you got to keep him. If I was bringing someone off the bench, it'd be Liam Martin because he'd have an insane impact.
He used to do it as
come
well.
off the bench as
There
well.
you go. That actually
But then
makes a lot of
Barnett, I
sense.
think, is actually better off the bench because he's just got fucking mongrel.
Yeah,
and he can cover
useless.
back row. He can cover prop. Can cover lock. Whatever you need him to do, he'll do.
Yeah, he's got those. He's got the screws loose that you want from New South Wales prop.
And the game changed when he came off the bench last year.
Well, to be fair, last year, Game 3, was that his first game? Game 3
Yeah.
last year? He got brought on early because Angus Crichton went off for HIA.
Yeah, and he
came
made
on
a fucking impact.
straight away. Well, to be fair, that game was insane. Game 3 was mental last
Yeah.
year. Anything else about that game, boys?
Shout out to Api Coruscant on a highlight reel, lad. It was good to see you playing, bruh, and playing well. I would have had you in my Origin team, but unfortunately, they picked Reece Robson over you. But besides that, it was I didn't have the South Sydney Rabbitohs winning, but it's just a coaching difference, isn't it?
Yeah, I tipped South. I thought that would be it seemed like the kind of game South was going to win. Just a really close contest. AJ was solid coming back. I thought he would score because he has a pretty good record. But I think we'll move on to the tips for this.
Yeah.
I was going to say, my tips were looking so good at the beginning of the round. I was 4 from 4, and then Storm decided to lose, and then Broncos decided to lose, and I tipped. That game was so hard to tip, the West Tigers game, and I tipped Tigers.
Yeah.
So.
I started really well. I had Para Dogs, and then I went 4 straight wrong. Then I got the last 2 right, so it was up and down. But I always predict 1 try scorer from each game. I got 7 out of 8 for try scorer picks. So
That's pretty good, man.
the only one I got wrong was Drinkwater for the Cowboys. Every other one went well, so that's good. But we'll move on to the first Origin affected round of the year. There's only 5 games. So.
Yep.
All right, first game, Dogs and Dolphins.
You
at Full
guys,
Stadium.
such heavy favourites.
I'm
for
sorry.
so many outs.
Because we're the only one that have beaten, the only one that Dolphins haven't beaten yet,
And
and we're at home. And
I
look,
think it's going to
respectfully,
happen.
I think it's going to be Dolphins. I'll go Dolphins 13 plus here.
I don't think it's 13 plus. I think you guys still have a lot of meat on the bone to the point that you can sort of, you might get 13. They might lead by 13 or more somewhere through the game, but I still think you have a bit of meat on the bone where you do come back and you might make it in between 8 or 6. But yeah, I don't see you guys winning at all. I think this is the loss you need to have.
No,
but the
it's not
players,
even. If we lose, it doesn't count because we have 12 players out. Like
Yeah.
12.
it is insane.
The whole starting squad, starting squad is out.
Yeah, So we have our spine, and we have
Which is-
Bronson.
that's
We have
what I was
our
gonna say.
spine. We have Bronson Sherry. We have
Kickout.
Kikau and
Hayward.
Curran. That's it
Yeah.
from our main team. So no Karaz, no Crichton, no Max King, no Kurtman,
Preston.
no Preston, no Supernova, no Jack Todd, no Samuel Hughes. Like these guys would be in the lineup, man.
Starting 17.
And but the thing is, I'm worried because there's Herbie Farnworth, who's been on a tear recently, and he's going to be up against not one player that's been playing in reserve grade all year, but two in Blake Wilson, who is a first grade caliber player. However, he's been in Reggie's for a lot, and then the guy that's going to be playing inside of him is someone that is barely. It's probably going to be Jonathan Sewer, who has barely played first grade. One game, and he's going to be having to mark up against the top 3 center who have both their halves available. So they know that this is a matchup that they're going to want to expose, and they're going to attack him. And I think, I don't know, man. I'm a bit worried, man, because Preston's not on that side either.
The whole right edge is gone.
Preston,
Crichton, Karaz, all gone. But look, I'm backing Dogs still on this thing. I think 1 to 12, it's going to be close. Only because I think, first of all, I think we can still exploit a lot of their weak. I think going to this game, we are going to know we're down a lot of players. And this whole year, we've been implementing next man up mentality. One goes down, the next one comes take his place. And I also think this week, I expect another debut. I think a Jack Underhill. I think he's going to be...
Yeah.
And I think I remember watching him in the Jersey Flag Grand Final and watching him just rip in. I think he's going to be great for us, probably coming off the bench. And I also think we're going to exploit that other opposite side of the field where Asako and whoever that reserve grade sender is to take his spot, we'll exploit that because that side of the field has been very weak defensively. I think we'll be able to exploit that as well with Sherry, Montoya, Kikau. I think Hayward, I think he's going to have a big step up. He'll probably be starting lock. I think he's going to have a lot of impact as well.
I think so too, man. But let me just jinx my team within peace, huh?
I'm not going to do 1 to 12.
But nah, what do you reckon?
I reckon Dolphins 1 to 12.
No, I remember a similar situation.
I know you haven't lost at home, but
I know.
Yeah, we're the last team to not lose to the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
We're the only team to still be undefeated against them.
I think they're going to be holding that too high, and I think the Dolphins know that too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on to the Friday game. Parramatta and Manly. This is at Combank. Friday night,
8 p.m.
Sorry, Parramatta. I've got to go Manly 13 plus here.
Yes, same. I think Manly. I think Tom Travojevic is going to carve them up.
Yeah, I think he didn't even do anything on the weekend, so he's going to have plenty of energy.
Exactly. I think he's going to have a lot of energy. I think, especially considering who they've got missing, he's going to step up.
They only have Lomax and
Moses.
That's it, right?
But still, that's
we
Lomax.
saw them
and
without
Moses.
him.
Oh, I know.
We've seen them without Lomax, they're terrible. We've seen them without Moses, they're terrible. Now that both of them, I think this is going to get
Hey, two
ugly.
wrongs make a right, right?
No.
Not in this case.
Two negatives equal a negative here.
Yeah.
And I think,
I don't think it's going to be a flogging. I think Parramatta might step up.
I don't know, mate. Dylan Brown, and
He played well.
Yeah, but that's
not as a sole half, bro.
No, again, remember,
no.
we've established he's a Robin, not a Batman. And
Yeah.
I think
Look.
without a Batman next to him, I think he's going to try. He's going to be forced to be Batman. It's not going to work for him. He's going to try and be. I don't think it's going to end well for Parramatta.
Look, I'm gonna go Manly 1 to 12. I think Parramatta's still I don't think they get flogged. I think they've started to show signs, and I think only you got to remember Manly are still they're missing DC. I know he hasn't played well this season, but they're missing? They're not just missing him. They're missing Jake as well now.
But Ethan Blumel will just step up.
Yeah.
And
Like, they're just going to get exposed out wide because they've also lost Bailey Simonson for ages.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
So
just
Garrick-
think they're going to go
I'm
around
still
them.
going to go
I
1 to
think-
12.
I think Garrick's going to get one.
I think Gary will get one. I think subs are going to get 1 or 2. Even Lehigh Hopewadi might get some. I think it's going to be a real.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep. They're going to expose their weak forward pack. They're going to spread the ball constantly, constant shifts. Ola Kawhi's going to run amok. I know he's an Origin, but like he can still play technically, so he'll run amok.
I'll go 1 to 12. I still think Parramatta might just have enough to hold on. But you're right. You're right still. So
We'll move on to the Saturday games at 5:30 in Bathurst, Panthers and Newcastle.
now I'm not biased, but no Kalen Ponga, no Saifidi,
Greg Marju.
Marju, Bradman Best. Like
Potentially Dylan Lucas.
I know we've we're losing 5 marquee players, and I think
market.
I think we've won one game without them, but I think some of the Reggies have been really stepping up recently. I think if we play Brad Schneider and Blaze Talangi in 6 and 7, which they played and killed it in Reggies, if they can sort of bring back that combination, that'll be good. I don't want to see Jenkins there on the wing. I wouldn't mind if we saw Trent Talau maybe play centre.
But they're probably going to put.
But
They're
he's probably going to be
Jenkins.
14.
He's
They're
versing his old team, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't he a Newcastle boy? He's playing him, bro.
They're playing him.
Oh, no, not
Decent
Jenkins.
Tom
Casey
Jenkins.
McLean. Sorry, Casey McLean.
They won't play him.
But I think Trent Talau is going to be 14th man. And
It's going to be Casey McLean.
He's going to be good.
It's going to be Casey McLean.
Please don't. And then I also think Lauren Patea, he's killed it ever since he's come into the squad. And I think we also get Sorensen back off injury, so that's just another big in for the forward
Was
pack.
the injury was a suspension from the Manly game?
It was one or the other. He's
it
been
was.
injury and suspended this year. So, I think we have enough just to get over. We don't win by big by any means, but I think it's 1 to 12 Penrith.
Fair enough. Originally I tipped Newcastle, but then I looked at all their outs. You know, if they had just lost KP, I would have been okay. Sharp will go to fullback. Gamble goes in. It would have been still a pretty solid team, but no Bradman Best.
Their edge is going to be as bad as us.
Exactly. That whole their right side, that's now gone pretty much.
If Dylan Lucas plays, I think they'll win.
Yeah, that's the real defining thing for me.
I'm going to go Newcastle 1 to 12 because I think he is playing. And their just defense is just... I'm a bit more confident in their defense than yours, and your attack as well is not too good. So and they really are desperate for a win. So I'm going to back Newcastle here 1 to 12.
Newcastle 1 to 12 though. We're very close.
Well, I still think Penrith want that win too, and I think we still have like Luke Garner being on the centres will still be massive. For
Luke
us.
Garner's good.
So
He goes good.
He's been really good.
Yeah, but will he still be there this week?
Yeah.
Because Martin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then I think you get Sorensen and Lindsay Smith is still there. Lauren Patea, so we still have those players coming back in.
Next one. This is up in Gosford. Roosters and Sharks.
I'm going to go Sharks 13 plus here because they didn't really lose anyone.
They
Roosters-
didn't.
Yeah, they
Sharks
lost no one.
That's what makes
Roosters
Sharks so
lost
deadly.
Lindsay Collins,
Robert
Robert
Toya.
Toya.
Oh yeah, Sharks
and
13
they don't
plus.
have any depth at
Connor
centre.
Watson,
Connor
Angus
Watson,
Crichton.
and yeah.
Yeah,
That four
Sharks
pack's going to be
13
weakened
plus.
a bit,
Exactly.
man.
Nafahu White's also out.
Yeah. Oh, why?
I think some injury. I think
Okay.
a knee injury.
Um,
And Sharks, literally, what makes them so deadly during this Origin period, they lose no one because everyone they have that's good is either just not good enough to make Origin,
Or Kiwi.
Kiwi or Tongan, or there's some other representative sports, not state of origin. So this is what
Yeah.
makes us so deadly during this Origin period. So I think
By the way, boys, Britta Nicola is 540k on Supercoach. I've never seen this low ever. I bought him instantly.
he barely scores now.
Yeah, but this game he's scoring.
Is he put through as a centre?
No, he's
No,
a second
no,
rower.
no,
He's
fuck.
scoring in this game, and I'm going Sharks 13 plus.
Sharks 13 plus. I
He
agree.
always, it all has
He's so good.
He's literally got the
my-
longest.
And you know he's a blue too. I didn't know that until yesterday.
Kalira.
He's a blues player.
Oh, well, dude, man, he'd be like 8th string.
Yeah,
Sure, like,
no, he's up there.
yeah.
I have him ahead of Sherry and stuff.
Give him
Yeah.
3. Give him 3 years. I think he's in
Dude,
the side.
2 years. I
2
think
years,
he
I'd
might.
say.
2
Like,
years,
nah,
just 'cause we
he's
still
not
have
in the side, but he's in the conversation.
Like, people will be talking about him more. No one's really mentioned him. But that Sharks don't plus AFB. I think he's the one I'm thinking is going to score big time. Last game, this one will be my opinion game of the round because none of them lose most of their players. Warriors and Raiders in New Zealand.
Do they lose any?
Oh, Warriors lose Barnett and Raiders lose Hudson Young, but that's it.
And there's no James Fisher-Harris, I think.
Yeah,
Raiders win.
I'm sorry, Warriors fans. It's in New Zealand as well, but I just think the Canberra Raiders are just a bit better. And I'm going to back Canberra Raiders. I think Barnett, because they're not going to have Fisher-Harris due to suspension too.
Yeah,
I think Barnett was really keeping him afloat, and they're not going to have Bunty because he's injured. So I'm actually going to back the Raiders here because they got plenty of depth in that back row
Raiders
spot.
1 to 12? Or
I'm going Raiders 1 to 12 here.
You know what's crazy? I literally during this Warriors win streak of 5 in a row, I've only tipped them once, and that was against Newcastle. They've been the one team I just never seem to get right. I was going to back them for this game, but you've kind of convinced me now that Raiders might win this one. But I don't want it to...
And they've already beaten them.
Yeah, convincingly. But that was in Vegas. But I don't know, man, that home crowd is like... It's like an extra player.
You don't understand. Warriors had that home crowd in Vegas too.
Yeah, and
They
they were the best crowd in they were the
Vegas.
best crowd in Magic Round too.
Yeah.
But even then, man, we beat them last year. Sean Johnson's last game, packed house. Like, they're beatable there.
Yeah.
And I think the Raiders will get them.
But I think, like, who will replace... I think Aaron Clark would probably replace... He'd do a very good job. Who else would be another backer for Warriors? I don't even know.
Like, they got your Jacob Labens, your
He had a
like
good game.
Demetri
Yeah,
Vaimunga.
Vaimunga, he'd get big minutes, actually.
Yeah, I actually traded him out in Supercoach, but I'm probably going to undo that because I didn't realize Fisher-Harris is suspended.
I had DSF. I'm trying to find someone to replace him because I need another front row. All I have is AFB, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put Felice Kafusi in, but I'm probably going to leave Demetric in there.
I've traded...
But I'm going to go Raiders 1 to 12 here.
Yeah, same. I think Raiders 1 to 12. Still, my pick was... Even though Warriors are actually favourites, but... yeah, Raiders 1 to 12. But if you want anything else, boys, I think we're done for today.
Nah, shout out to everybody that's watching. The old gang back together again. Sorry about the little camera issue that we had. I'm just too hot and the camera overheated looking at me.
We always get...
And it was my camera as well. But I love yous all. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for all the support on the recent videos. We hit 1,000 views in our last 2. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support. And it's just proving to Suey that changing the name to League Lads overall was just a smarter decision.
Mate,
Yep.
And yeah.
Shout out to Joey. He done a good job filling in for Suey.
Yeah, 18th man.
But it's my bad Suey left because I fell asleep when I got home from work. So that's on me.
Appreciate you, boys.
I must have been watching the Newcastle Knights play or some shit.
All right, thank you, guys.
Cheers, boys.
Laters.
See you next week.